9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Synth Geekery Show. Here you'll find your mates using the cool gear you love. No marketing, BS, money side price wash. Synth Quiz, Synth News. So sit back, relax. Enjoy your favorite crew. Synth Geekery Show. Synth Geekery's where it's at. So join the channel and come on for a chat.
Hey everyone, welcome to Synth Geekery episode 339. We are streaming live from Perth, Western Australia. Nice to have you here on an autumn evening where I am. It might be spring where you are, so happy spring or happy autumn or happy travelling around the moon, if you like. Don't think they're getting YouTube there though. Anyway, it's the 11th of August. We've gotten through Easter. Hope you guys had a nice little break. I know a lot of the world do take a few days off. So whether you celebrate Easter or whether you don't, you probably had a few days off work, spend some time with friends and family. Hope that was good for you. And I hope you got to turn your synths on, which is that stuff, which is what this show is about. We do talk about synthesizers, drum machine sequences, samplers, music technology, all that sort of stuff. And hopefully you guys can stick around. We are in our we're in our 8th year. I have to correct myself all the time. We're in our 8th year now. We've actually had our 7th birthday already. So, wow, I can't even believe that I'm even saying that when you consider how pathetic my first stream was. But anyway, let's go and say hello to everybody here. We have one person missing. I don't know where Andy is. Anyway, hi
probably
everybody.
In bed. Hiya.
Hiya.
Well,
He's having a lie in.
Well, if he is, we can go to the four position. I feel. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go to the 4 position until he turns up. That's better. Cool. Daren can be on top because Daren's really. I don't know if you guys know, but he's actually the boss.
He is, yeah.
That's why he keeps to himself. He doesn't like to share his thoughts, and then later he sends me emails.
Never share them.
Emails.
Emails. Yeah.
Absolutely terrified of
it.
Yeah. Terrified of it.
Boardroom meetings.
And you think I'm the one sending the emails, and it's not me who's being provoked to send these emails.
Anyway, we have a big show this week, guys. We have a big show because I don't know if you guys thought the news was quiet, but it definitely isn't. There is 6 or 7 items in the news segment that we've got to get through. So that's pretty big. And I actually had to stop. Basically, I was going through all the things that we could talk about in the news section, and I thought, this is getting hard. So, and it's going to get worse next week and the week after, especially because we're going to have Super Booth announcements coming out. So, this stuff I don't even think is related to Super Booth. I just think these people are just getting their products out when they finish them and they're ready to put them on market, and that's really, really cool. So, news segment, stick around for that. We've got a quiz about to start in a couple of seconds. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the quiz. We're going to do an image version of the quiz this week, so I think people tend to like it being changed around, and it kind of keeps the spice alive. And I need to get the patch bot up and running in a sec. We'll sort that out while we're doing How's Your Week Been. There's a doozy in Price Watch this week, an absolute doozy. Ian has warmed up on this day. He's literally got an absolute bumper session on that. And then after that, in the Saturday Sonority section, we're going to talk about, I don't know, how are you making your noise? We're going to talk about definitely noisy is what we want to go with. It doesn't mean you're going to make noises as in like white noise. It just means you're going to make a sound and you're going to be definitely noisy. So that's going to be our topic this week. It's related to news as well, so that should kind of inspire you. Anyway, all right, we're going to get to a quick g'day to the chatties, and then we're going to do how's your week been. Quick g'day to the chatties. Hi, chatties. Nice of you to all join us. Steve Smith was first with a big g'day, and then we had Droigan saying hello, hello, hello. I felt like saying yellow mellow after that. Wagoo's there, and big hello to Wags, saying hello to everyone. JP Page 2, hi peeps, he says. Lady Aptitude says, ahoy mateys, and she's got a telephone after that. Okay. Maybe she hung up on everyone. Not sure. Probes is there saying afternoon all. Thomas is there saying salut les amis. Zastruga says hello all. And then you've got Paul Holmes saying hi all. And as we scroll down, of course, it scrolls off the screen as it usually friggin' does. Marky's there with a whole bunch of hellos to everybody. Good on you, Marky. And then who else did we get? We got Kent. Big Kent's there saying I was on the show in the green room for about an hour, but Ranzee didn't see me, although I actually thought I was because I was actually on screen. It was quite a while before even I realised I wasn't. What green room? What's he talking about? Is he talking about
all
Zoom?
The boozies. That's all the alcohol is.
Oh, okay. Green room, right. It was either that or where you pick your nose. Anyway, James is saying with power that flows out of the wall. I don't know what that means, but anyway, he's talking to someone probably. And then what else we got? I probably missed James's hello to everyone. I think that'll do us. Kent, if you do want to jump into Zoom, let me know because I kind of, it needs to be dusted off. I need to get the brush out and get rid of the cobwebs. It's running, so Zoom is running, so you can use Zoom if you want. I'm just going to launch the chat bot, get that started in a sec.
Dennis,
but while we
Dennis
are doing that, Dennis, aka Patch Cable Bot, we are going to do How's Your Week Been? And we're going to start with, find my mouse, here it goes. Ian, how's your week been?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, really good, actually. So I wasn't expecting you to come to me. I was expecting to Daren. But anyway, I'm top dog at this particular moment in time. So, yeah, Monday put out a podcast with Louisa. You can check that on the YouTube channel. What else have I been doing? Thank you to everybody who bought CDs and fridge magnets, especially Wagyu, who bought the Jelly Wrestler fridge magnet. Bless it, of course. And I have sent them to Switzerland. And I will say one thing, Wags, I know where you live. So, sorry. What else have we done? I've had a couple of meetings about the dance project, which I will start properly next week. And I met with a singer-songwriter, and we're going to get together at the end of the month for a jam songwriting session. And I've been doing stuff with the Akai MPC Live 3. And here's a question for everybody who's got one. Have you also got problems with it copying pads from one bank to another? Because it seems a bit flaky. Sometimes it does it fine, other times it doesn't do it at all. And I was literally just this morning, my friend who runs a little record label in London, IC Records, Mr. Colin Potter, has sent me a pile of CDs, bless him. So I've got all that stuff to go through. He works with experimental artists. Really, really good stuff. I did actually also send him a lot of our stuff as well. I sent him your Gates album, Rans, on one of the little vinyl CDs and a few other bits and pieces.
Oh wow, thank you.
But we do that probably about once a year, once every 2 years, when we can remember. Yes, that's it. That's my week.
Fantastic. It's a great week. We're going to head down to Chris and say g'day. How's your week been, Chris?
Hello. It's been another mixed week. I haven't had a lot of time in the studio. Mum got sick again, so we're dealing with that. Yeah. but she's better now. So, but we're on tenterhooks. Yeah. So, but I did manage to get some work done on the firmware, so that's progressing. I've actually managed to add another sort of sub feature to the sequencer reset idea thing on the GP82 that you can also set it. So if you want to experiment with starting on a different other than step 1, you can change it to a different step. So if you want to start on step 5 or something like that as an experiment, you can do that. It'd be fun. I've thought of a few situations where I've set up a sequence on the 182 and it's out of sequence and I don't realise, and then I come up with a riff I really like and then I restart it and it's out of sequence and I go, it's perfectly out of sequence, but how do I get it back in sequence again? I have to copy all of the knob positions to no. I thought I can do something better than that. So a little sort of get out of jail free card if you get into a strange situation like that. There's a way. I always like there to be a way, even if it's not super convenient. You got to go through a menu and click a thing and then get your settings back again. But if you're recording something, once you've set it, you have to worry about it for the whole session and you go, gee, I'm glad I put that setting in. So it's going in. I've got another idea that I'm going to try and put into the firmware as well. We'll see how that goes. If it goes well, then it'll go in. If it doesn't, then I'll hold it back for the next firmware. So, as I said, I didn't have a huge amount of time this week, so but I did manage to get that done, so that's good. Yeah, other than that, I've been working on firmware for my other thing, which seems to take forever, but it's actually really cool because it's really interesting to me, and it's also, I keep on finding avenues, so which is good. More value I can squeeze out of this module, more exciting it is. So, apart from that, that's how my week's sort of been. Back to you, Rance.
Fantastic. Actually, back to Daren. Daren's got his head down and his bum up and he's being busy, but he's going to tell us how his week's been.
Be careful. Well, I'll be quick. I've just been basically faffing around in and out of the studio, doing my live case, bits of music here and there. So, yeah, nothing like major. Just faffing about, as you could say, in and out of music. So that's basically been my week. Trying to cut my case in bits, not literally, but to get things to fit. Then finding they don't fit, then having to come up with a different idea. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing most of the week, and it's come round to Saturday again. It seems to come round quick, especially when you're trying to do things. Weird.
Tell me about it.
Fantastic. That was an awkward pause just then. You're finished, Daren. Is that what that means?
I never even started.
Okay. Fantastic.
That's the other reason. That's the other reason, obviously, why I've been distracted this week as well.
Yes. Well,
it's been around and back again.
Too many constant live streaming. God.
Obviously, it's topical this week, so we'll do something about that in a second. But I've just started the quiz. So the VCOs are warm, according to Patch Cable Bot, or Dennis, as Ian likes to call him. 3 clues are incoming. The quiz is open. Don't forget to type ! Synth Quiz space and then your guess to submit your official answer to the chat bot. And then it'll get logged, and then you'll be part of the bragging rights if you win. Now, we are going to do Synth Quiz. Here we go. Bang. Yes, here we go for another Synth Quiz. This week we're going to do a visual image one, and hopefully this one turns out okay. So there we go with Synth Quiz Clue 1. Yes, it is an image. And I hope the image turns out okay. So we'll try it like this. There's your first image clue, people. So enjoy that. And we'll come back with another clue shortly, I guess. Longly? in the fullness of time.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Will do.
Yes, indeed it does. Okay, well, I think we should meme it up with some funny side. Indeed, Tango and Cash. Apparently, this was a screenshot taken during that show, and there is a VCS 3 in the back corner. Obviously, they thought that was a good prop for a movie. So there we go.
Well, the only thing good about Tango and Cash, really. But
Yeah.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Yes, and those dulcet tones come from our wonderful guest,
Good day.
Andy.
Yeah, let's put Ian up here. The next one is the wife doesn't see virtual synths, just the hardware ones.
True, but
When you use VSTs to hide your gear acquisition syndrome, or GAS as we call it.
just see the bills. The bills don't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, we aren't going to be doing marriage counselling in this show. That is for sure. Next.
fail.
Yeah. Now, I want to fix Ian up.
Stick me in the corner.
Yes.
Stick me in the bottom corner.
That's cute.
There we go.
Yeah. What's that song?
Yeah.
It's
The whole
Ah,
of
the water, the Water
Whole
Boys,
of
the
the
whole of the
moon.
moon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great song. Great album, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a good song.
Yeah.
Anyway, I used to joke about that song because that's not what we thought he was talking about. Next is in space, no one can hear you fart. Actually, no one can hear you fart sounds is what it says, but I just thought I'd just say no one can hear you
Fart's
fart.
better.
Yeah. It's quite a deep sort of looking dark meme, that one. It's kind of,
It's quite scary.
It's a great
Yeah.
ad campaign for Alien. Yeah. It was,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. pretty artistic. Like it. I like it. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. Roland is making the JD800 here.
Squeezing the very last amount of the toothpaste.
The red
That
goo.
is great, actually.
The
That
red
is
goo.
great.
He needs
It's very
some-
clever.
He needs
the
some
red goo.
antibiotics.
It's
I
a
think.
red goo joke.
So-
Oh,
It's a red goo
yes.
joke. Yeah.
Red goo joke.
okay, yes. They're squeezing the last essence of the JD800
Yeah.
out.
I think all the proctologists right now are laughing about that one. Next is this is Mission Control, Artemis
Yes.
Mission Control.
Yes, that's very good.
This is very clever, this one. I did say that I would represent some of the moon stuff today. So there you
Yeah,
go.
well done.
Yeah. But that's not all. We do synth stuff as well. If you can afford an expander, you can afford an expander. Now, obviously, you have to live in the country where Mitsubishi call that car an expander, because in my country, they don't call it an expander. They call it an Outlander in my country. Yes, it's called an Outlander here. But over in the US, it's called an expander, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, there are a couple
Should be
X
the
cars. I
Expander.
think it's Expander. Yeah.
Yeah. They actually, Mitsubishi have a car in Australia called the ASX. And I just think you guys should
to afford it. No.
No, I just think you guys should have a think about seeing ASX, those letters together, and a young kid brain, and what you're going to come up with as a name for that when you put those three letters together, and try and pronounce words. I don't think anyone's got it yet. Anyway, so we're driving around looking at the back of an ASX and having a Google, and no one's worked it out why. But anyway, Mitsubishi have an expander and they have an ASX. Do I need to spell it
We
out
all
to you?
have clean minds and just,
I'm too pure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
SX is missing an E, obviously, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got that.
And the AS is missing an S,
Yeah.
right? And then you put the two
ASX,
together.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, but Rans, we don't think like that. We
Hence
think
I know you
Yeah,
don't. I mean, you guys are
absolutely
you,
not. I mean,
you guys are shocking. Seriously.
I'm going to church
I have
tomorrow.
to, I have to friggin' spoon
What were you
feed
saying
you.
about marriage
We
counseling?
really
It was a-
need. Yeah, we really need to work on our 15-year-old humour. We really
Well, you've got me for
Yes,
that.
we do.
The bot has launched the poll to start for the meme of the week. Please follow his instructions. ! Vote space. And the options are 0 for VCS3, 1 for VSTs, 2 for the whole moong, like that one, 3 for space farts, 4 for the JD800, 5 for Artemis, and 6 for Expander. They're all voting already. Here they
Yeah,
come.
the Moog is flat, but the moon isn't. So there you go.
Moong. That's the Chinese knockoff.
Moonga beans.
I've been avoiding the stuff about the moon because
the woog.
We have a clear leader so far, and we've reached our minimum 10 votes, so I could stop the quiz at any time, but they're just pouring in right now.
keep going. I vote for 4.
Use that.
Cressy,
Use that energy.
try again, Cressy.
Grab. Yeah. Harness that energy.
Follow the directions of the other people, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, just be a sheep. Follow us all,
Yeah.
one after another. We're all sheep. In the nicest possible way.
Shall I wait for Cressy to get it right, or is he just mucking
I
around?
do. Yeah, no.
We're just waiting for you, Cressy.
Yeah.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah. Hi,
Get on
Grace.
with it. Hey, Grace is
Started
here.
raining. Yeah. in summer.
I can't wait too much longer because Steve, sorry mate, is going to hold up the entire show just for you. I will proxy your vote. How's that sound? Here we go. We're going to press stop right about now. What? Oh, his vote comes in just as I press it. Are you serious? I think it gets in. It does. It gets in.
Wow.
According to me, it gets in. According to my chat log, let me just see the console. No, I think it missed it. So the console shows that it missed it, but the chat log shows that it gets in. Anyway, it doesn't actually matter because the one that he voted for is, unfortunately, he was the only one that voted for that. The winner is Artemis with 7 votes. And I always say 7 votes tends to be the average that tends to win the meme of the week. Tends to be the average. Sometimes you get some poor ones, but there you go. Artemis, should we show that one again? Why not?
Yeah.
We'll find it now. There we go. Artemis, there it is. That's the Artemis meme that you guys voted for.
Is it Logic or Cubase?
That
Cubase.
is...
That's Logic.
I can't actually see it. My eyesight is shocking today.
Could be Pro Tools, couldn't it?
Could be.
You want me to make it full screen?
Looks like Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think
I don't use that.
Top console's very, very...
I don't use that DIW. Everyone is saying in chat something... No, they're not. Okay, cool.
I haven't used it since version 9.
Pro Tools had that color scheme for the tracks.
Yeah.
Pro Tools says Grace. Okay, we'll believe Grace. Now let's go to this view because Andy's here with us. Hi, Andy.
Oh,
we're going to have to skip your How's Your Week been, mate, because you were late.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
Yep.
Nothing to talk about anyway. So.
We are going to go to the news right now. Here we are with the news. Hello, everybody. And Ian can be in the bottom right. There we go. Starting off with some stuff from Orpho, O-R-P-H-O. Orpho, I'm pretty sure is really how I would pronounce it. I'm trying to think of another way to pronounce it. No, and it hasn't come to me.
Like
anyway, Orpho, yeah. Anyway, there's 2 modules that have come out from these guys. The first one is the Parapulse, and this is a noise generator. I'm going to show you a little video of it in a second. It's I have to be careful because it's actually not their video, so I'll have to just do a quick demo, and hopefully we don't get a copyright claim against us. If not, we'll send a nice little message to the guy that did the video. He seems to be the only one doing videos for these guys, so technically he should be happy with the sharing and caring side of the internet. Anyway, the Orpho Parapulse is basically a noise generator, right? But it results on like a seamless transition between white noise and pink noise, and it also has a frequency response. So with a little filter on it as well. So you can actually do this thing called dual spectrum morphing, which blends between the two sort of extremes, white and clear white and deep. I wouldn't say white, clear white noise. I don't really know if I'd agree with that term. Like, noise is noise, nothing clear about it. Deep pink is kind of cool, though. I like that. I'm happy with that.
Well, more
that
frequencies
phrase.
of the white noise. That's what I mean, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Brighter.
more open, brighter, yeah. Anyway, the integrated filter is a shaping control, so you can carve out a little bit of space in your noise. And then there's some frequency modulation on this as well. So you can expand things with that. Now, the whole point of this, I guess, is to try and sort of get some magic. Now, when I saw in this video is, I actually thought this was actually quite genius. This guy is using it with a bode frequency shifter, and that to me tended to make it sound even better. In a way, it's a little bit of a pity because we didn't actually get to hear it without going through the bode frequency shifter.
Sound,
Yeah. But, hats off to the guy for being, inventive with the idea. So let's have a listen. And that's kind of just a rule. I don't want to play the whole video, guys, because it's not mine, and I don't want to get in trouble. I would like to play more, obviously, but that is it for now, anyway. So couple of specs on this. US dollars 120 is the price. 95 British smackaroonies and 185 Aussie modular bars. It's a 6 HP module, and it's available through the Orpho. They've got like a what do you call it? Product page, sort of self-ordering thing on there that
they
you
got
can
a
get
shop.
it through. A shop. That's the word I'm looking for. The whole purpose of this is, jeez, I'm having a shock.
Easy to forget. So right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just forgotten how to speak. I might as well
You've
just
got a
get it.
shop.
Yeah. Yeah, so the whole purpose of this is to make some sort of, noisy sort of stuff in your eurorack, and I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, that's the first one from Orpho. The next one might be interesting. If you didn't like this one, you might like this one, or the vice versa. I don't know. The next one is the QDRM4. It's a 4 input and output, or 4 triggered output drum module. And this one's kind of interesting as well for a few reasons, because basically it's kind of built around resonating type sounds. To me, I'm a little disappointed with this module, and you'll find out why in a sec. But if you just want a plug and play module, you won't be disappointed, because you do have some control, and it's kind of basically plug and play. Just a quick one on it. The first knob, which is down the bottom, the red one, we're going to go bottom up here, is a deep drum sound, like a bass drum. The black one, the second one, is a tom sort of sound, mid-range. The third one, the blue one, is a high tone, like a bongo, a clave, or a conga. And the white one is high frequency, so rim shots with a little frequency sweep on it. Now, I do remember reading somewhere that this is based on T-drum voices, so it uses a twin T resonator circuit. So these kind of like boing sort of sounds that you get in some analog drum machines out there.
CR78, 808.
Yeah. So in that sense, that might be cool. Like plug and play. Look, it's only an 8 HP module. You get individual triggers and individual outs for each of the things. There's a few things that I'll talk about on the outside of the video where you can have a listen to it now, and then we'll get our people's opinions. Here we go. Bleed. Yep. Bleed.
Just needs reverb.
Mm-hmm. Let's just get through the sounds and then we'll talk about this. All right. I think we get it. Okay, so plug and play does the job. Missed opportunities galore. There's space on the panel galore. Because it is quite a big panel. I said it was 8 HP, didn't I? Look, there's plenty of actual Twin T type modules out there already. I think we actually talked about one not that long ago. And without me sort of poo-pooing all over this and mentioning the other one, I'll just stick to the topic at hand. I think it could have done with a few control voltage inputs on here. There's two things that this is definitely doing with those knobs. One is there's definitely some sort of filter or frequency choices on some of the knobs. So you've got either a filter thing happening or you've got a frequency thing happening. And I feel like if you've got a potentiometer able to do it, you could definitely put a CV input to either override that or merge with that potentiometer. It wouldn't be a huge amount of circuit addition to do that, I feel. And the other thing I feel like that you're missing is if you're going to have individual outs, you should also have a mix out, which actually gives you the option to maybe have a normalized output maybe on the fourth as a mix if it's not connected, or so if you haven't connected 1, 2, 3, for example, the fourth would just be a mix of all. So I'm not sure if they actually have done that because I couldn't find it anywhere in the documentation, but those sort of things I feel like should be a standard now.
No option
anyway,
in the back for extra module to do that?
Haven't seen the back. There's no photo of the back.
Yeah.
So otherwise, the sound was actually quite nice. You guys probably noticed in the video, I'm not sure if it's the mixer he's using. It's a Behringer mixer, which is kind of weird choice. The CP3A, which is like a Moog mixer.
The Moog one, yeah.
Interesting choice for the mixer. I mean, maybe you should give you a ring, Chris. But
That's right. Yes.
There was either there was bleed of noise coming out of the actual module itself, or there was cross pollination between the channels on that Behringer mixer. So not sure. So that should be sorted because I feel like that's not a good thing. And you could hear it as he sort of moved the knobs on there. Now price wise,
especially number 2.
Yeah, price wise, this one is cheaper. This one's only €99, 108 US, 83 British smackaroonies, and 165 Oz. Conversion prices, by the way, guys. So I don't know where they originate from, but these
Germany.
are kind of Germany. Okay, so these are kind of conversion prices. So euro would be the main one, 99. Yeah, it's bolded on my article. So there we go. Thoughts about the two? You can talk about either the two Orpho modules. First one was that noise one called the Parapulse.
Well, the noise one was a weird one because it didn't have any CV control. That seemed to me kind of essential. If you're going to have a smooth blend between anything, you need some kind of CV control.
Yep.
But the fact that this one also doesn't have any CV control, I mean, the twin T circuit, you have control over the frequency and the decay time, so you can have a long kick or a short kick. And he's obviously chosen values for the different channels differently, so that they sort of serve different roles. And both of these modules are very cheap, so you can't really fault them for that. But it does kind of feel, and this is not necessarily a criticism, but this sounds like it's kind of at this designer's beginning of the journey. Because I've made a few modules like this that have never seen the light of day because I made them before I really got into the synths hard. And it was very similar. I couldn't work out how to do the CV control, so I just had to pick values of these twin T circuits that were appropriate to get the kind of sound that I had. And to me, I'd love to be able to. One day I'll learn how to do that in electronics. And this is just a case of someone who's taking us along for the journey and allowing us to buy them, which is, as I said, I salute anyone who gives you the opportunity to buy a module that does something simple, that's not necessarily, trying to set the world alight with, wowing everyone and this is the best module you can ever possibly get. It's a nice, inexpensive module that gets you some sounds. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of a little lower than what we kind of expect to see once you get past a certain level in eurorack. It's kind of not very satisfying. So I can imagine this is the kind of thing that you could buy, and then it could very quickly end up in the sort of the reject bin just because it's superseded by something that's a bit more interesting.
Yeah,
but
if you are going to go with simplicity like this, maybe it might have been a good idea to make it a skinnier module, and you could stack.
Yes,
you could stack the inputs and outputs, triggers inputs.
So this, as I said, this is all very familiar to me because I kind of went through this. My modules that did simple things were quite large too. And I wasn't too worried about HP because I wasn't trying to sell modules at that time. I was just trying to learn circuitry and explore.
But that's different. You're not trying to sell, so you've got the right to make this thing the size of your house if you want to.
Yes.
But he's trying to sell.
I'm guessing that large vertical frequencies is a space holder for jacks, like he said when he figures it out, if that's the case. Or seeing if people want it, maybe he gets a request for a Rev 2. Because that's a huge label. It's taking up a lot of space.
Yeah, like I said before, all you have to do is just go on Modular Grid and type in Twin T in the search param, and you'll get a bunch of modules. It's actually, 31 if you want to be precise. There's a lot. Not everything is exactly what this is doing, but most of them are along the lines of some sort of percussive or resonator type, job. And what I would suggest is, have a look at what other people are doing with their circuits, and then hopefully that inspires you to look at ways that you can improve this. I do think that when you are in eurorack, you are more likely to want to have things to be controllable via LFO, via modulation, via frequency. They're just your standards. So, try and sort of achieve those things, especially with that noise module that we mentioned before, the Parapulse.
Yeah, that was really odd. Yeah. That's the one that I'm interested to see if he takes further. I'd like to see him put some VCAs in it so that he can crossfade between the different noises via control voltage. It's just an extension.
Both of them are great. Both of them are great ideas. I'm not pooing on the ideas. They're great ideas, both of them. They've got some scope for improvement. and you should take that criticism with a smile. I mean, I've spoken to feedback modules the same way as I've just done this with some of the modules he's designed, and he's come back to me and told me he's got plans for things, and the way he takes constructive criticism is really, really good. So that's how it's meant. It's not meant to be a negative. And the whole point of why we do Synth Geekery is hopefully, the budding eurorack developers, I want them to get their stuff out there on the show. There's no real major marketing like a Sonic State or those sort of people for this stuff. I don't get contacted by these people to show them their stuff either. I just pick it by random. So it's luck of the draw. There's a stack of modules coming on the market right now, and I picked 6 or 7 today. So, hopefully if you're a Eurorack manufacturer, you might get yours picked.
Yeah, if you're selling, you should want the feedback because you want to sell more modules. So,
yeah. All right. So we'll go to the next. I feel we've kind of done that one. Yosh. The next one is by a well-known Eurorack manufacturer, IntelliGel, Canadian company. If you guys haven't heard of these guys, they are famous for the 185 mixer called the Metropolis, and then they kind of made a few other really cool modules along the way. And now they seem to be getting into these really funky, feature-packed type modules now. I kind of really love how they just explode all the options on something. Now, this is a reverb module. It's called Swirls. So, it was actually kind of released last year through Super Booth, and you can finally get this now. Now, we actually didn't show it, probably because we had just a million other things, and it wasn't released yet anyway. So I do like to try and show things when you can get them. You can buy this now. It's $499 US to buy this. It's about the same price as the C-Legs, if I remember rightly. Or maybe the C-Legs is a little bit more. I can't remember now. C-Legs being a delay module and this one being a reverb module. But yeah, some of their other modules, like they've got a module which is like an SH101 synthesizer, which is like an absolutely exploded feature-packed version of an SH101 synth. And this is kind of what IntelliGel do. This is a DSP job. It's not an analog module in any way. It's all digital. But it's insanely clever, which doesn't surprise us. I do like their designs and their layout. Very, very innovative, logical, where it just flows. So you've got your in on the top left and your out on your top right, and everything in between is a control in the middle of it. So it's like, let's get some sound in. Everything else in the middle is the control of that sound, and then it comes out on the right. Now, this is a mono or normalized mono to a stereo, so you can actually have a mono input and a stereo output, which is something I love about that design. I do like that as a feature, because a lot of Eurorack stuff is mono in its sound, and all of a sudden now you've just created a stereo sound out of a mono input. Yes, you're making it reverb, but it's not just a reverb. So what Swells is trying to be, it's not a set and forget. It's the opposite of a set and forget module.
It's exploratory reverb, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember multigrain as a sampler. So they, and we talked about C-Legs before, they're all sort of along the same line, where it's just extrapolating all the cool little features that you could probably have in a reverb, and just being able to control that via modulation, whether it's internal modulation, which this does have, or external modulation, which this allows. And it's got all the attenuverters and sliders, levels, controls that you can see. At its core, it's a 96K 24-bit machine. So that means it's also got a 32-bit internal floating point. So you've got the anti-clipping happening in it, which is friggin' awesome for reverb, right? Because you might get a hot signal as a result of what you've processed. So that ensures that you're really getting, Daren, this is where you love this, high fidelity tails at extreme settings. And Daren loves to freeze his tails. That's his thing. Now it does feature 9 distinct reverb models, ranging from the fog, which you actually get in C-Legs, by the way, the Lush algorithm. You also get an experimental one called Ritual, which is actually like a harmonic spiraling dissonance type reverb. Interesting stuff. Now, really what it is the 8 dedicated faders providing immediate control over things like size, decay, pre-delay, and dampening. Each reverb model includes 2 unique macro controls, ebb and flow, which morph specific characteristics of that particular algorithm that you've chose, allowing you to evolve textures within that particular algorithm. They go into sort of more details with that. But this is a hands-on module which really invites you to do performance mangling. And it does, Daren, include a freeze. There is a big fat freeze button down the bottom left-hand corner.
Freeze and reverse, because they're the 2 things. I like reversing things a lot.
You love your reverse.
Yeah,
my
reverse
melodies
is classic,
reverse.
especially for drums. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to shut up in a sec. You guys are going to have a listen to this. But one thing that this really impressed me about was the actual quality of the sound coming out of this. It's absolutely like top end. And that's something that made me buy their C-Legs. It was kind of the same thing. It's the top end, and it's something that I always wanted to get. Well, I haven't got their multigrain yet. I will get it when I can afford it. So yeah, there's a lot of CV control on this, as you can see. There's 9 CV inputs with a Genuverters for each. That's pretty insane. So you can fully...
It's 20 HP though.
Yeah, it's 20 HP. You can fully control this thing.
Yeah.
What I love about it is those little switches. C-Legs has got this as well.
I love those switches.
You can just muck around and just toggle these little switches and just really kind of thrash out something. Now, the only criticism I've got of C-Legs and potentially this is I'd love to have a patch saving ability. And it's something that you don't see in a lot of DSP effects modules. But when you think about it, because all of this stuff is digitally controlled, it would be possible under the hood somehow, algorithmically, right? So there's a bit of feedback to IntelliGel. Maybe have a look at some sort of way that you could save and recall something that you've actually set. Because
I could have a micro SD card slot.
That's a really cool thing to be able to do. Like if you want to, you've got this thing pumping. I mean, obviously you could set it and leave it set and it will do its job. It's not going to forget what you've done. But having the ability to save it and recall it would be cool. Right, let's get this video lined up and we can have a listen. Guess what? We're going to stop it there because you can watch the rest of that yourselves. You could just sit there and listen to that all day long, couldn't you guys? That's an insanely good module.
Absolutely.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
This is where Ian wants this, like I do, as a small little pod.
I do want. Grace has just been saying in the chat that those three modules together in a little case.
Yep.
I'd have that.
Pretty sexy. Yeah, multi-grain sea legs
so.
and swells.
Yeah.
I'll
be there. Yeah, very much so.
See, that's what I am with the modular.
He's getting there.
Something that you can, some units that you can pack into a small case and not get big, and just play around with that.
Yeah.
Just
I think that's where
that'd be OPZ. I'd be well happy. Yeah.
I dig it.
Now I understand that that they showed you that burn mode, which is kind of like this. It's almost like an overdrive. It just sort of sends it into a bit more sort of harsh reverb level. I believe you can press that and still freeze and still reverse. So you can get those crazy overdriven sort of reverby swells, freeze them, and then manipulate that with your, with your flow and EQ. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. $800
I like
for
having all the
us.
sliders to control. It reminds me of the Elise's Wedge,
805
which
to
had
be
all these
precise,
great controls
not that I'm
like that.
looking.
For the...
Yeah. Really, really like this module. Really like it. Now, I've got plenty of reverb here. I've got Big Sky. I've got, stuff in my DAW. There's plenty of reverb. But, I don't know. I kind of just like the way
Still want it.
they map it out for us. It's just, it makes a lot of sense. Like, it's kind of linear, but they say it's non-linear, right? Which is a different term. But it's linear in its UI. It's non-linear in its audio, but linear in its UI. It's logic, yeah. It's very, very clever.
It's logical.
It's proper wacky too. You can do stuff like clouds or stuff like Rainbow Machine if you know that pedal, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, I'm already looking at this thinking I'm going to use my Planner 2, which is my joystick with this. It's fantastic for those sort of things. I've already used my Planner 2 with my Sea Legs. It's good fun. It's really good fun, that sort of stuff. You're right, Ian. Multigrain, I don't know, you go revisit the multigrain video that we showed last year. It's insanely good module, that module. Even just playing with the crossfader on that thing, it's insanely good. It's pretty complex though, so I will warn you. It's kind of like, I would say it's kind of it's not a novice or beginner eurorack level type module. It's pretty complex.
And hardcore.
Yeah. Whereas these are workable.
Yeah.
You can work these.
These are a bit more accessible, and you can pretty much jump in, and straight away you're going to be getting some gorgeous tones.
Yeah.
So it's going to get people very happy very quickly.
I do like how they're using Digitax and the OPZ, or is it the OPZ or the
OPZ?
Yeah, OPZ. Yeah. I do like how they're using external gear in this. It really shows that they're not just trying to keep you inside their Eurorack microcosm. They're trying to get you to sort of plug your other gear into this stuff, and it shows that it's capable of handling those audio inputs as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like sticking the protein through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an insanely good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the OPC needs it because it only has a spring reverb, really, pretty much. The other thing is not so great. But
yeah. I mean, it's OPZ is deep when you know how to use it, but when you pair it with little things like this, I mean, even the OPZ with the multigrain would be fun with some of the live features of the multigrain, and then sort of like stepping that through some of these other modules.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Microcosm. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's one of those. It's a module that you can get lost. Sea Legs. You get lost in it.
Oh hell yeah!
And that's good. And you can spend hours just creating. And, But like you say, it'd be great if you did have some way of patch story, because you can guarantee there's going to be some beautiful things that you get out of it, and then you want to change it, but you don't want to lose that patch.
One thing I'll say is not many things I can actually say this has happened to. When I bought Sea Legs, I literally wrote another 4 tracks for the Gates album because of that module and what it was giving me. It was just giving me idea after idea after idea, and just like so many cool things. It was kind of me going, wow, I can do this. Oh my God. And this is really cool. And it was kind of like, control yourself, Rant. It was one of those sort of things. It still does it. It still does it to me. I've got to actually turn the thing off, step away from the Sea Legs, Rant.
The other thing I like about IntelliGel is I do like the modules. They're very clean and easy to understand.
Yep.
Not this in Make Noise, but Make Noise, I just go, I can't go with that. Whereas
they're more nerdy, yeah.
It's just really nice, like like the Metropolix, Sea Legs, well, all of them. Yeah.
Early days, Daren, for me was IntelliGel and Mutable Instruments. For me, those two designers, I just loved the pair of them together. I used to think, wow, this is a really good little match.
Yeah, plus, you get all this complexity and no menu diving, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's just
yeah, it's good to have no menu diving when you can clearly understand that you don't need it, right? Yeah. Whereas there are modules out there that have no menu diving, and you think, what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Please explain.
Well, they name things sensibly too. They don't have their own vocabulary for every feature. So.
Yeah. All the writing's all over the place, and squiddles here and there, and it's like, what?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good use of
Clean and
negative space
sensible.
actually on
A bit like
IntelliJ
yeah, a bit like
gear as well.
Chrissy's modules.
They don't-
Clean, sensible.
Oh, thank you.
They
Thank
are.
you. Try not to fill the negative space with patterns.
Yeah.
There are a few modular people who have to put wallpaper on their panels for some reason. But yes.
All right. Well, this next thing, Ian,
yes,
is not Eurorack. If I remember rightly, if this is the next thing, hopefully we get it right with the button. However, it is an open source project. It's called Drum Boy. It's by Random Waves. It's a Kickstarter at the moment. All the details for that will be on that. Unfortunately, that blog article link is too big for the little box that it sits in. So don't worry, you'll be able to see it at 6 p.m. UTC time when the Synth Geekery blog turns up. Automatically, it's all ready. You can just ask Chris if you don't believe me. Now,
It's ready
what
to
this
go.
is,
Scheduled.
this is they actually have a Drum Boy Mini as well, and I'll show you that in a sec. But this is the Drum Boy Pro, I guess. You can actually put this battery on it. There's like a little connectable battery at the back. It's kind of interesting, this design. Anyway, at its core, it is a sample-based groove box. It's a 550 megahertz ARM Cortex M7. Okay, interesting choice of processor, because I thought they were a little bit difficult to get hold of. Maybe they've started making them again. To give you an example, they are in the Behringer MS1 to run all of their sequencing gear. So there might be enough space in there for this. I'm not sure. It's an interesting choice of processor though. It is a 16-bit audio on this. It's not a 16-bit audio. It's a 24-bit
No, it's not.
audio.
It's 24-bit.
Yeah,
96.
my mistake. 24-bit audio. That's actually pretty good. There is a nice, decent color LCD screen on here, which you'll see in the video in a sec, which I did like. It's actually good for people like me who like to see a little bit more detail. Mind you, though, there's a lot going on the screen, so you'll see that as well. And, they use the STM32 interface to create custom firmware. Like I said, this is open source, Chris, so you can actually go in and code your own stuff. 24-bit 48K, not 96, by the way. 24-bit 48K is the audio engine. You've got 164 quantization of up to 8 bars and 8 measures. The Pro Edition, which you can see here, has capacitive touch with silent tactile buttons, 8 assignable rotary knobs, supporting up to 80 parameter assignments. It's got deep sound shaping, including parametric EQs, filters. This is all digital stuff, by the way. Dedicated FX, things like delays, distortions, and bit crushers. Expansion connectivity via an SD card slot. The sync in and out for daisy chaining with other gear. They've got some other products these guys make. So they have this thing called Synth Girl, and you'll see their products in a sec when I show you. There is that portability. You'll see it in a minute with this charge pad. It's an add-on that you have to buy extra. It gives you up to 5 hours of battery life. Kind of interesting why they've done that. I'm not sure why, but anyway, maybe to save space on the machine, keep the cost down. Early prices, from what I can work out on this, on the Kickstarter, US dollars, it's around $239 to $259, depending on which level, those Kickstarter level things. And then it'll bump up to $339, so it's $100 more.
You can still get it at $259. There's 42 left at that price.
Pretty cheap.
Price.
Pretty cheap for Aussies as well. I noticed it's
Yeah.
only $3.95 for us, Chris. So it's pretty cheap product for an Aussie. Not something personally I would go for, by the way. But there is a cool thing that this has got, which you'll see in a couple of secs when I show you the video. It's got 10 assignable LFOs, and I did like that as a little feature. So how well you can assign them is kind of the question, I guess. Yeah. So USB-C, MIDI I/O, Sync I/O, 3.5mm headphone line out, and yes, the code and the hardware files are available open source, of course. So here we go. Let's have a look at the video. I'm going to start the video kind of a couple of minutes in because it was kind of like this weird string machine intro. Had nothing to do with the drums. So let's go here.
Rechargeable battery pack for true portability. Designed for the hacker community. Complete hardware and software source codes available on GitHub. Drum Boy Pro Edition.
There we go. That's the Drum Boy video. Now, I will jump back to this graphic and then I'll dig up their website. You guys can have a look at that in a sec. I'll just get your thoughts so far, just an initial reaction from you guys.
I wanted to hear it without the synth backing.
I know. I said that at the start, Ian.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
It didn't quite sell it to me, but it's, you know, it's interesting. I don't need another drum machine, but, you know.
Yeah. Incidentally, the Roland TR series, you know, the TR6S and the
Yeah.
they do have
I was thinking of the
LFO
other,
in.
you know.
Yeah, they do have at least one LFO. But yeah, 10 is obviously a bit more useful. I love the way it looks like something out of the game Halo. Looks like it's ready for military use.
Yeah.
So it does have that. I quite enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, it's not screaming out to me as something I need, but it's also, you know, nicely priced and, you know, open.
Price is good.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. If you do Kickstarter, which I, on principle, don't do Kickstarter, but...
Yeah, that's always a bit of a turn off, but...
Yeah. So there's the Mini that I mentioned. The one that I showed on the video was the Pro. This is the Mini. So I don't have the prices for the Mini, but these are cheaper, obviously. They do less, I guess. You can go check this out. There's videos on there. And there's also another product they do called the Synth Girl. There it is.
Yeah. I remember we showed years ago.
Yep.
And they were white back then because that was all the rage. Of course, Apple.
It's just a wavetable synth. It's pretty interesting project, and it's open source as well. Yeah, so we'll head over to the. You can buy. This is the thing that I was kind of interested in. You can buy like a hacker edition with these. So they're offering one that's not hackable and one that is. I don't really understand how that works, but anyway, you got. Oh, there's some prices there. There you go. $169.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I've just clicked through to buy it. Well, I'm not going to buy it, but from their website, it's $269.59 plus. Well, you'll have some import duty into the UK, I guess, but even so, I think that's all right. And you can obviously buy it now, but they'll ship it when they're ready, I guess.
Okay, so it looks like you're paying $30 for the hacker kit. So what the hacker kit is, I don't know. But yeah, there you go.
Update? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is my mic working? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It is.
The noise went away. So, real quick, the build is one of my concerns. You want a portable thing to be portable and sturdy. Look at the side view when you flip it flat.
Yeah.
It's sandwich layers all open to getting messed up.
Yep.
I've bought some stuff like that in the past, and for kit stuff, for screwing around, it's fun. But a final product that you want to take out, park bench or whatever, that gap's
It needs to be in a
problem.
box of some sort.
Yeah, it needs to be sealed.
Or some case.
Yeah,
Because at first glance, you
that
think it
photo
isn't a
looks
case
like
until
it
it
is,
burns and then you
but
realise.
it's not. Yeah, you're right. It looks
Yeah.
like it
I mean,
is.
that-
doesn't
Kind
it?
of a shadow effect.
That's the problem I had with the Mask EX, which I've got here, which I like.
Oh, it has
I like
an opening
a lot,
sides.
but it's open inside. The new one they've just launched hasn't. That is in the box, but the Mark II. But the original one is all open, and I have it constantly covered up because dust gets in there. I'd never take it out.
Yeah, dust.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. Is that about this thing called Delayedless by that guy Daedalus, who's a famous DJ,
Yeah.
inventor guy, whatever. And it's 2 sandwich layers like that with tons of space in there. So it not only make it more bulky the way it was designed, but just sand can get in there, dust, moisture, everything. So
Well, they've got backers, so they don't have a problem. It's definitely going to go ahead this project.
Oh no, there's.
if you have it at home,
there's
it's
no
fine. But
shortage
if you want to make it portable, it's a problem, I think.
So let's see what there is to get. So you can get you can't get the early. You can get the early bird. Okay, so yeah, 259. There's 40.
Earlier bird's gone. But
There's
that's
42.
still early bird.
42 of these ones left. 259. So you're saving a reasonable amount of money there. I don't know what the difference between that is and that.
No, that's just a standard one, I think, isn't it? After they've just got me the wrong way around.
Yeah,
because that's more expensive. That's 279. That's the one that's gone. The early.
Yeah, that's
one,
the
but I
early
don't
bird.
quite-
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference was because it's.
I did see some other photos somewhere. I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it's on here. Yeah, it's here. It's here. This is where you'll see. Sorry, I'm scrolling really fast because I want to get to it. This is where you'll see. Yeah, so you can see the main board assembly,
innards. Yeah.
the innards, and the sandwich layers that Andy was talking about. See how there's 2 boards basically. There's maybe 3 boards actually.
They showed it in the video when they rotated the instrument.
Yeah, true.
If I was them, instead of making the battery an add-on, they should have made a case add-on with a battery.
Yeah, it's a great
And
idea,
you could
Chris.
combine that.
That's a perfect idea.
That would have been
brilliant.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you do when you buy something, even if it's a Kickstarter, is add to it or make work to make it better. It should be a ready product.
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of tightening of the sphincter when people buy projects on Kickstarter.
I got burned 4 times. So
I personally don't do it anymore. I've done a few of them in the past, and I've been burnt once. Once to me was enough, and I know a few of you have been burnt a few more times than that too. So. Nothing against these guys. I'm not saying these guys are bad at all because they've already got skin in the game.
I don't do that, and I don't even buy it if it's not in stock.
Yeah,
the priest.
Yeah, I'm becoming more and more risk averse, and just drama. I don't want any more drama.
Look, at its core, this is kind of where I'm getting a bit, scratching of the head. Okay, you're releasing a drum machine in a market that is absolutely chuff with many, many, many options. There's NPCs, there's Digitax, there's Electron have even got smaller, cheaper drum machine options. Roland have got cheap drum machine options. Korg have, you name it, like the Yamaha have got them. I guess there may be a slight attraction to people who like the open source stuff and the sort of build. You can build this sort of thing. It's kind of cool. But really what I want to know is, okay, sonically and functionable, what sets this apart from products that are already out there? I can't see it. It's got a different UI. It's got a different layout, but it's achieving similar sort of results, isn't it?
Kind of, I think the open source is a major factor. I think some people still are of the impression that their perfect drum machine, they were let down by the manufacturers because it didn't quite do something they specifically wanted, and the solution to all of their problems is open source. They just need to learn how to code. That's a minor detail, but open source is going to fix everything. I'm just wondering how many people are still on that tip of,
I think it's
when you want
diminished.
features that aren't standard, that you get the open source version, and then it gives you the potential to get what you've, to not have to make that compromise that you probably are averse to doing. Because I think it's, sometimes people really get, peeved off when the manufacturer doesn't release a firmware that does exactly what they want to do. And some people, that's going to allow them to hit the buy button, maybe.
Build it to a spec where it's got a bit more power. I think that ARM Cortex M7 really, to me, was a bit of a. Are you serious? Is that all you're going to put in it? I can give you examples, but I don't want to offend anyone who's got like tiny little cars. But it's kind of like having a tiny little car, and then you go to the furniture store and you want to bring a massive modular lounge suite home and you realize it doesn't fit in the back. Basically, that's what's going to happen when you open source this. People are going to want to put a whole bunch of features on this thing, and it's going to run out of room.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a bit like putting a hovercraft on a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Hovercraft body.
What's the price again? I missed the price.
Expecting it to work.
Well, it's $259 at the moment on the Kickstarter, and it will go to $300 and something when it's finished.
3 something.
Yeah. I mean, it's not expensive. So
it's not bad.
It's built to a price, and it actually does have a nice look to it. I do like the UI. I think it's kind of nice.
It's quite tasty.
The functions of the firmware are interesting, like how you choose filters. You've got those little sort of symbols on the right.
Symbols.
And you've got the M for mute, F and S for So that's, and obviously your toggles are for your tracks are down the bottom. So I feel like that would probably be pretty intuitive. Yeah, there we go.
Although I'm not a huge fan of large travel keys, like the what is it called? The Seek Track has those kind of funny long travel buttons on it, almost ASCII-like, right. And I'm not a big fan of those, but it is what it is. I have to use them.
Yeah.
So.
Questions were about prices. I'll give you the prices again. This is for Kickstarter, right? Now I'm going to do US, and then I'll go down into conversions. Okay, so US, you can't get the $239 early bird anymore. Now there's the $259. Oh, excuse me. There's only about 42 of those left, and once that finishes, it'll go up to a higher price, and eventually it'll go to retail, which is between $339 to $399, depending whether you get the standard or the open source kit version, right? Euro is $220 to $239 on early bird, so $239 would be your price at the moment, and then it will go up to $315 to $370. British will be $205 at the moment for the Kickstarter, and then it will go up to $265. So you're saving 60 quid, I feel, to $310. And then Australians will get it for $365 to $395, going up to $520 to $610. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole at over the $500 mark. Sorry, that's just, for me, that's hitting it's hitting this price.
Telling me, right?
That's what it's hitting. Yeah, it's available to back now, and the Kickstarter page does talk about when they are thinking about releasing it and everything. So. Yeah.
Do you remember what the original Drum Boy cost?
It's still available, and it is $169 US.
Oh, much less. Okay.
You can buy Synth Girl and Drum Boy together for $329.
But they are I think they're a cutback version as well. So this is even like less.
Yeah.
But then again, I can't remember what process. That might be the same processor. I'm not sure. But yeah, I can't remember.
It seems to just doesn't have it doesn't have proper buttons by the looks of it. Could be a render, but oh yeah, the standard and the hacker edition. Trying to click on things and nothing's happening.
I can't find it. It's only showing me that the Drum Boy Pro.
Yeah, this is on the randomwaves.io website, on their shop.
Yeah.
Remember what shop is? Sorry.
Yeah. I do now. Thanks.
It says $199 for just the Drum Boy.
It just says ARM processor though. It doesn't actually tell us what type of ARM processor it is.
That's just changed.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm sure it'll be in the meat and potatoes somewhere. But you guys can do that. I want to try and get on with the rest of the show. But anyway, so this is a Pro, and that's the whole point of it. So if you love it, go get it. If you don't, move on, which is what we're going to do. We're going to move on to the next. Now, Ian, this is not Eurorack, so you'll be happy again.
Yeah, you said that. I see. I'm sold on the Jelly Joe.
Okay.
Well, did I say that? Or did I think it?
Knew it.
Well, get out your
Light
CMI.
pen.
Get out your CMI Fairlights, guys, because
Robbie.
yeah, because this guy has made a USB mouse interface for the Fairlight light pen. This is Deft Audio. We've talked about Deft Audio before. These guys are, I think they're in the German part of the world, or somewhere around that part of the world anyway. Anyway, this is kind of interesting. So what you can get is, so if you've got a CMI Series 1, 2, or 2X, the original light pen, obviously it's a badge of honor, and also a point of failure. They're very, very vintage optical type things, and wouldn't it be cool to replace that with a mouse? Yes, I know, reminiscent, light pen, touching the screen, blah, blah, blah. I get it, right? But moving on from that, you actually kind of want to use a mouse, right? Trust me. And so this is what this is for. So it's a plug and play mouse. Use any standard class compliant USB mouse, optical or laser, to control the CMI cursor on any of those. There's dual operation modes. It can be used in conjunction with the original light pen, and it can also be used on its own, obviously. There's a video pass-through, which includes high-quality video buffering to ensure your CMI monochrome display remains sharp and artifact-free. And it's a compact form factor. It's pretty tiny. It's about the size of your hand. Little box about the size of your hand. No software is required. You literally just grab the box, plug it in, and there's a couple of modes you can choose between. $285 is what he's selling it for. In the pounds, it's 225. In the Aussies, it's 440. In the euros, it's 265. And I'm going to play a little video. You guys can have a little look at what he has to say about it. It does go for about 8 minutes, so we're not going to show the whole video, but he does talk about it a little bit here, so we'll go with that. Here we go.
Showing is this little box. This little interface for the light pen allows to use the USB mouse instead of light pen for the navigation. And this box was originally developed by my friend Joe Britt over 15 years ago, and he did a very little run of this and never came back to this project until last year. He and I redesigned it for the new enclosure, got new PCBs with all the components soldered down, got the new front and the back panels, same quality of the metal that we are using in the Luma 1 production, with a silk screen on it. And so that's made possible to start production of this again, and it's currently available in the Deft Audio store. What you can do with this? Well, pretty much it's designed for several types of operations. Let me show you. First, and the most obvious, you connect it between the system and the monitor screen, and you connect the mouse to the USB port on it. It doesn't support any other devices, and it doesn't support all mouse or all mice available in the market today. So it has to be USB class compliant mouse without any special functions. Simply you don't need it. And I'm using this Apple mouse that I like for the design, and I think it's a really great fit and feel for this type of system. So you connect mouse to the port. It brings up the LED that the mouse is recognized, and since then you can do the full operations by just navigating the mouse and moving between the screen menus, and pretty much what you used to do with light pen, now you can do everything with mouse. Also, if your light pen is functional, well, lucky you, first of all, but they can coexist together, and you can use one or another or both of them at the same time. So they can live together in the same system. Also, you might...
That's all I'm going to sort of show, because he does go into a lot more technical detail. But yeah, that's it. The CMI light pen USB interface. You can get through the Deft Audio website. That video was only released 21 hours ago for anyone who thinks that they may have seen this in the past. Yes, it was shown in the past. It was shown about 15 years ago. That's when it was shown.
15 years ago,
yeah, there may be other people who are doing that.
And I can confirm that when you solder the components down, they do work better.
No, wire wrap. You have to wire wrap.
Sorry, that was unnecessary. I'm not trying to make
I'm not so sure.
his command of English language and being nervous on camera. So just
Oh, bless.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to tell you that it's pre-built is what he's trying to say, right?
I think it's an English translation. Yeah. But
he means the circuit boards are fabricated with all the components already on them from the fab house.
Pre-built.
So nobody has to assemble anything.
Yeah. Look, if you do have a Fairlight, this is probably something that you'd probably want to get. If you don't have a Fairlight, I understand you will completely want to move on from this, so it's not for you. But what is cool about it, I guess, is that someone has actually gone in and actually worked out how the light pen works and actually translated all that into mouse commands. And I've done a bit of mouse command electronics before in the past for various projects, and
I've done a bit of video work as well. So video signal.
Although if you're really attached to the stylus feel of the light pen, you could buy the little mouse that has a trackball on the tip and still use it.
Well, that would actually work as well. Yeah. That would actually work as long as it's class compliant. It would work.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's good news for CMI owners. We are going to move on to the next. Here we go. This is a product that was just launched via video. We don't really have a lot of more information from it. It's by Kaona Modular. They only just released this video 18 hours ago, so it's not even a day old. But this is the Fractaos. Fractaos, I guess it is. He'll tell us how to pronounce it in a second anyway.
Fractaos,
yeah.
This is fractal.
Kaona have done quite a lot of other products, so you'll see that in a sec. But this is actually a synth voice, and it's got a whole bunch of information that I really can't find out other than what he says on this video. But I believe it's a stereo polyphonic oscillator that brings, fractal maths to its design, because you'll see that in a sec. Now, one of the things I used to absolutely love is I used to have a maths teacher when I think it was year 10 at school, had a maths teacher who was really into the whole fractal stuff. And one of the things he liked about it was that it was a way for mathematicians to get artistic in a way. And he was really kind of inspired by that. But then he used to kind of look for fractals in the world, especially in nature. And he would see fractals in nature and he would go a bit crazy in the head because he thought that, like matrix thoughts and stuff. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it was interesting. Yes, but
very philosophical.
Yeah. But the cool thing about it is here we are with an oscillator that is basing its generation of tones based on fractal maths, which I like. So let's have a look at the video and then we'll come back and we'll have a chat about it, I guess. Let's maximize that first, sorry. Starting off with a nice little fractal image. Here we go.
Built from the repetition of the same pattern at different scales, which gives them structure that feel both complex and organic. In Fractaos, one fractal shape is the main sound source, and the second one, the primitive, interacts with it and transforms it. For each, you can choose the shape, the amount of chaos, and the calculation depth. Everything runs in real time across 8 oscillators, so the sound stays alive, moving, and organic. Then, you can shape the interaction between them through morphing, detune, and texture which can bring outperformance or resonant filtering effects. The primitive can also be used as a modulation source, FM, LFO, envelope, or modulation offset for morphing, detune, chaos, and texture. It also includes a polyphonic IDSR envelope with a curve parameter, so it can work as a complete voice on its own. And you can save everything internally with thousands of preset slots. For control, Fractalhouse offers 8 bipolar CV inputs, 4 trigger inputs, 4 1V per octave inputs, plus full MIDI support with selectable channels, velocity, and aftertouch. So, enough talking. Let's hear what he does.
I think you guys can probably go and check the rest of that video out. There's quite a lot of presets he goes through. I feel like we need more information about this, to be honest, but it actually does look pretty interesting. Is it a eurorack module? I think it might be, but then I don't know. At the moment, it looks like it's just a little standalone thing sitting on his desk, but I think it is a eurorack module because he does euroracks.
I like the screen with it being round.
No,
That's
it's not
just
a
different.
eurorack module.
For Ian, it's not. Ian can just pretend that it's not.
No, it's not. It's not eurorack.
Yeah, it's like that Astrolab screen. It's kind of interesting.
So Kiona are from France, if you're wondering where they're from. I am going to show you some of the other stuff. We've actually shown their stuff quite recently on the show. They're pretty cool, actually. I like these guys. They do some cool stuff. Give them a bit of a plug because I feel like they're a bit of an underdog. The one that we showed recently was the Sisyphus V2 module for Eurorack. So we'll go into that and have a look. Just take Ian off for a sec. So that's that one we showed not that long ago. This website's in French, sorry. I can speak a bit of French, but I'm not going to sit here and translate it. They've got a few other modules. He's got that, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but he's got that circular screen across his design.
It's different. It's nice.
All my modules too, if I had it.
He does release quite a lot of firmware updates too. I've been reading his website. There's, he mentions even here that it's a firmware update on this particular one. This one's kind of like a sequencer and an envelope controller with MIDI. So yeah, there's quite a lot of products that he's released over the years. Yeah, interesting designs.
Very pretty.
Yep. And I believe we've talked about the Voltato, we've talked about the Sisyphus. Skippy, we've definitely talked about. Zazu. I don't think Mumac got, maybe it did, I'm not sure. But anyway, now we're talking about this new one, which is, this thing, the Fractas. I think that's how you said it, Fractas.
Yeah, it's like fractal chaos, fractaos.
Yeah. Now, sonic-wise, which is the most important thing. To me, it kind of had a bit of an organ sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
For sure. But do you guys remember Creative Labs released a synth recently, which was called the what was it called again? Terrain synth, where you had that three-dimensional terrain, and it's got that modulation across it.
Almost wavetably
looking. And I saw on his thing, I saw a very similar thing where you had that sort of little dot animating across one of the, I don't know what it is. There was like 3 sections in that video. Yeah. It kind of,
that video, I can't remember.
It felt a similar sort of feel to the sound in that sense. It's probably not the same thing because fractals are different, of course, but it did kind of felt the same sort of, like the result was the audio. Obviously, it's always going to be what the audio is on this. This has a lot
further into the video.
Yeah.
I got a little further into the video, and it does. There are a lot of those organy sounds at the start of his preset exploration, but then it changes quite markedly. Around 5 minutes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so he doesn't exactly try to demonstrate all the spectrums in the first couple of demos, so it might sound a bit samey, I think, because that's just the order.
Yeah, you have to be careful. It could sound like a one-trick pony if you put too many of those together. Like
yeah. It is a long video, and it's precisely what kind of can happen with a long video is that you want to show them everything, and people with short attention spans are going to turn off if they don't start hearing something that grabs them. I found something around 5 minutes and 6 minutes was a bit more interesting to me.
I skipped towards the end, and I found more organ sounds at the end as well. So,
okay, yeah.
What's wrong with organ?
Nothing wrong with organ.
No. I mean, I think there's more to this than we're actually probably seeing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually really like this. I think this is insanely interesting. I was going to say before, I'll let you guys talk about it for a sec, but I was going to say that the connectivity and the controllability of this seems very, very well thought out. Like it's obviously going to be a big module. If it's a eurorack module, it's going to take up a lot of space, and for that you have to have a space taken up because of all the different inputs, the CV controls. You've got 4 volt per octave inputs, you've got 4 triggers, you've got those 8 parameter CV controls on there, and then on top of that the whole thing is MIDI implemented, and that's really cool. So that means that you can plug this thing into your DAW and you can map all this stuff to various features in your DAW, or you can or your MIDI controller for whatever better word as well. That side of it I really liked. And then you said something about there was an envelope generator which can be done at audio rate, and then there was a whole bunch of these extra stuff with the primitive controls down the bottom. So for me, I'm really interested in seeing more information about this. Now, I just wanted to say that before I hand it over to you guys. Ian, you were going to say something.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't actually. I was just trying to look up to see how much it was. How much it was worth.
I don't have a price, but I would guess it's going to be around the $500. That would be a guess. It could be more, but this is a guess. I've got no basis to that, but that would be just a guess. It seems to be pretty featured. So that some of the other modules he's got that are big like this, like the Sisyphus, for example, that's 432 euros. The Mumac is 420 euros. The the bigger sort of things, are close to the 500 euro mark. So that would be my guess. This could be like just knocking on the door of that.
Yeah, you see, it's not in his. I'm looking at the website now. It's not in the eurorack section, so I think we're all right.
No,
I'm just saying.
I think I must have been wrong.
It's got.
Yeah, because
I think it's.
I don't see a MIDI port on the top, so that makes me think, USB host.
Yeah.
So they'll have MIDI ports on the back and the front. So I was wrong.
I don't see it there.
There was a lot of stuff in the show today. I may have got my wires crossed.
I'm clicking on the English thing. Oh no! Finally, it's working now. Before it wasn't working for me.
Thing,
I was trying to click on it before, and the whole thing came up in French for me, and I was like, "Oh, I'll do it in French. Who cares? I can still read it."
What's a goodie?
Hey, don't piss off those French guys. You know what happens. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We've got a price: €558.
Oh, that's okay.
Not bad.
There we go. He's actually loaded it. He might have only just done that.
Yeah.
There's a 15% discount for early bird. So let's see if that changes the price. €474.3. Oh, I was right. I said it's going to be just under €500. There you go. Good guess. 32 HP.
Does he mention the specific
it is eurorack
he's using to process, or is he just keeping that engine secret, kind of, sort of?
Let me tell you a little bit. This is the first I've seen this, so let's get this. This is hot off the press. I don't think he had this on his website before. All right, here we go. No. Fractaios explores a different way of bringing polyphonic oscillator to life. Instead of starting from classic waveforms, it's built on fractals, which we knew, shapes whose structure repeats at different scales with something complex, moving, and almost organic about them. This is the principle of Fractaios turns into sound. The module creates a dialogue between the main fractal shape and a fractal primitive, which can modulate it, bend it, and make it drift. Everything is calculated in real time across 8 oscillators, producing a sound material that is dense, sometimes unstable, but always playable. Well, almost, he says in brackets. Each curve can be selected and shaped through the control of chaos and calculating depth. From there, you can work on relationship between the two forms through morphing detune chords in drone mode. Daren will like that. Texture, formant extraction, resonant filtering, simplified FM modulation, LFO behavior, envelope control, and offsets applied to the main parameters. So there's quite a bit of modulation there. He offers
He's just put that up there.
He does, yeah. He offers 4-voice polyphonic mode through both MIDI and CV, as well as a drone mode where all 8 oscillators remain active continuously. Polyphonic ADSR envelope with curve function makes it usable as a complete voice, and all settings can be stored in the internal presets. He said this in the video as well. 8 bipolar CV inputs, 4 trigger inputs before, 1 per volt per octave inputs, MIDI support with velocity and aftertouch. Fractaios was designed as a true instrument able to produce both precise tones and experiment textures. So yeah, it does have a little SD card on there, guys.
Oh.
It is Eurorack, yes,
Okay.
Ian. It does have an SD card, so that would be where you're going to store and load all your presets and your firmware and things like that. I did say there's 20 available according to his website, so that's pretty good. He's made 20 of them. I did say that this guy is really active. He actually does a lot of work on his firmware. He loves his modules. He does a lot of work. I've actually been really, really dying to get one of his modules because I kind of, you know what I mean? I kind of want to buy into his, his enthusiasm, I guess. Some of the stuff he does is quite unique. I don't know. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's not for me. I can say that now. But if you stick it in a box, I might be interested. I think good on him actually, and like I said, I think it's probably more to that than we've just seen on his little video. But
Ian, honestly, I reckon if you reached out to him and said, if you can stick it in a box, I'd buy it. I reckon he'd do that for you. I'm sure. To me, he seems to be that sort of guy. Right?
Yeah,
it's not.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not. It's loose.
The wooden sides?
No. That's the desk that you can see there. Okay. Yeah, that's the desk. It's like you can see a shadow.
I thought it was a box. I thought it was a box. Yeah, you're right.
I thought it was like the Death for Dark Time where it comes in a little box.
Yeah. Well, for me to get that shot, I had to screenshot it from the YouTube video because there's no. I don't need to now because there was no article before, but now there is. So the photo that's on the website, it's a Eurorack module, well and truly.
Did you jump through the video on your own just to hear the different timbres? Was it variable enough, do you think, or what do you think so far?
Well, I said to you that I didn't feel that he gave it enough. You know, what I was kind of getting at is like, it's not a criticism of him at all, but like if you're gonna showcase stuff, do what like Ben Divkiv does with his Eurorack videos. He'll do like right at the start, he'll go quick. It's like a couple of seconds on each little sort of cool. Yep. And then you get into the meat and potatoes afterwards. And I feel like people then go, this is for me, this is not for me, and then they can work it out from there. But yeah, a lot of those earlier sort of presets, they were just sort of organ sounding for me. But it's not. It's definitely not. There's, like Chris said, there's some bonkers stuff in there.
Cool.
It's getting very strange around about 21 minutes in.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It absolutely, definitely gets very, very weird and very interesting, actually.
Let me just see if I can bring this.
Oh, he's thinking about it again. I can hear it.
Ian,
There's got little passive patches in there.
With me IntelliGel, with me IntelliGel
CX
and
there you go. There's the official image now.
Oh.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't help him,
No.
Reach out to him and ask him to put it in a box for you.
Yeah.
Look, let me put it on
Let's
all
get a
different...
pod 64.
Tell him if he likes it. If he likes it, he should have put a box on it.
Yeah.
Or we could just slap it in a nifty case.
That's what the actress said to the bishop.
Next to it.
I'm just playing around with buttons. Okay, we are going to move on. Well done to him, by the way. That I think is a really, really innovative and interesting product. That's absolutely for sure. Liked it. Right, next is... There is a next. Sorry, Ian.
There's more. Sorry, no.
Mm-hmm.
Deja Vu by Bastel. Daren and I love Bastel. They're one of our favourites.
Yeah, great.
This is a Swiss Army knife for your Eurorack. So basically, it's a fader, but it features two identical channels, an A and a B, and there's a smooth tactile use of those faders. So they've actually gone to a bit of niceness with the actual sliders themselves. So it's a performance crossfader or a low noise preamp. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of other bits and pieces in this. Why don't I show you the cool funky video instead of me chatting about it? It's actually a pretty cool video. So let's do that.
Bastel videos are always cool.
Bastel videos are awesome. Okay, here we go.
Prague. Czechoslovakian.
That's cool.
There we go. The Deja Vu. Interesting name for a crossfader. It's kind of like, wouldn't it be a better name for a delay? Anyway, 138 euros, excluding tax. For those countries that have to pay tax, you have to add that on. 250 Australian, which is the exchange rate for today. It'll go up and down depending on whatever day of the week. 163 US, 118 pounds. Basically what it is, guys, it's a crossfader, but you can actually use it and cascade it by, the little connection at the back and get multiple of these. And it's almost like you can turn this thing into a mixer. Not quite, but almost. So it's kind of interesting. I can see this actually being quite popular. It's quite a good idea. However, there are a lot of crossfaders on modular grid. A lot of crossfaders. So it's going to get lost in the weeds. These guys are going to have a little bit of trouble trying to keep this thing in front. But some of the little innovative features on it may be enough for that to actually, keep it floating to the top. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it does more than that clipping cap module. Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I can tell you why it's called Deja Vu.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of this module.
Let me just get you full screen.
Sorry. The Acid Rain Navigator, which is a single channel of that, basically. So you got a fader, and it's got the whole sort of addition versus multiplication, attenuverter type trick. But what he's done there is they've put it in 2 channels of it in the same HP. So Deja Vu. So it's this thing twice. It's like you've seen it before.
Right.
No, it's a bit more than that, but it is a bit more than that, but because basically multiplying the signal by 10 times, so that goes into distortion, as you can hear, and the crossfading between them is obviously not something you get by default with one of these. You need 2 of them.
Yeah.
But you can get the same effect with 2 of them. But it's a similar inputs and outputs. But it's 2 HP, so
it's cool they made it standalone, but it also works with another module they already have. So that's clever thinking, right?
Yeah,
it's always good.
What was it called? Was it the Neo Trinity or something?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, it was. It was the Neo Trinity.
Why does it say B at the top and bottom? See, you've got the A and B of the sliders, but right down the bottom it says B, and also right at the top it
B
says
for Bastel.
Deja Vu.
B for Bastel. That's their
Right,
company.
That's
their branding.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
LED at the top.
The only thing, I don't know, for me, crossfader, right? Crossfader. It's usually one fader. It's usually one fader, not 2 to crossfade. So it's kind of a little bit of a head space thing to sort of say it's a crossfader.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's Better Paradigm is one of these put together. I don't know why they've gone with that thing, but calling it a crossfader because it's
I agree with Roz. It should be called
independently. You're independently kind of crossfading it in the same way as not sure.
I mean, I've got the Bastel. What's it called again?
The quad envelope? No.
Yeah, the wooden panel.
Quattro. Yeah, you can it doesn't have to be wood though. You can get a metal faceplate for it. But it is wood one. The Quattro can do this sort of stuff as well. So, like, Bastel are actually really good at the whole VCA manipulation and amplifier manipulation stuff. They're actually pretty good at this. So
normalizing things together and stuff.
Yeah, but also the ability for you to be able to over push a signal and still keep it within the realms of it not actually. You can distort the sound, but it's not clipping. Does that make sense? It's still within your headroom.
Yeah, they've got some good soft, good management of headroom and soft clipping.
Yeah,
must be part of their design philosophy for all their VCA work.
Yeah,
they make good stuff too. That's portable. That's not Eurorack. That Ian would like park bench stuff.
They do. They make a heap of non-Eurorack stuff.
And Micro Granny was one of the first. That was Micro Granny's been around a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Ian, if you haven't seen Bastel's website, go check them out because They are really cool. Are they Polish? I think they're Polish, aren't they?
I think the video is really cool. The video is great. And it's from a marketing
I forgot
point
where
of
they're
view,
from.
you know.
They do videos like this all the time. They spend a lot of time on their videos. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Daren, you're a big fan of Bastel, aren't you, mate? You like the castle, whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, the castle drum.
I might be a big
Castle Value.
Yeah, you say I'm a big fan. I haven't actually got any Bastel.
You don't have any?
No.
Oh, I thought you had the castle.
It's no.
You like the name Bastel, I think. Was the...
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I stand corrected.
no, it's because they do a lot. They do a lot of park bench compatible stuff. So that's why we got into it. I think that's where it originated.
The little
started
bit
from.
ranger is amazing. That thing's really
Well, with
cool.
this is not park bench compatible, but we can show the park bench compatible logo just for Daren.
Just because we haven't seen it for a while.
Just because he likes it. That's it for news, by the way, in terms of products. I know there was a lot of Eurorack, but do remember what I say about Eurorack. If you're not a Eurorack fan, a lot of the innovation that comes into synthesizers and other types of music technology, generally, I feel these days, is kind of flowing through the Eurorack realm.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. And I'm not anti-Eurorack. It's just, if I did go down that route, I would end up getting divorced, and I quite like my life at the moment. So talking about marriage guidance, I think, you know. Yeah.
They're also very
have that
diversified. They've
conversation
canceled a lot of products, but sorry.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try not to talk over each other, but yeah, you go, Andy.
I was just going to say they had one of their super booth videos. They had all these cool servo and motor modules for controlling things on real drums and real instruments to bring that into your Eurorack world. They don't make that stuff anymore, but they have a lot of cool history of stuff that came and went. So
awesome. All right, we are going to slip down to Synth Quiz time, and let's just see. We'll check to see if someone's actually put a guess in. Yep, neighbor Jack has put a guess in. He's putting the TR-808 already, so he's already got his guess in. We're going to go with the second clue. So this is our second clue. There we go. Wagoo, he's put in the Roland TR-808 as well. 2 TR-8 guesses. There you go. The second clue is I/F.
Oh, wow.
There we go. It's not if.
yeah.
It's definitely not if. It's I/F. It is on the panel, so there you go. Keep your guesses coming, guys. Exclamation mark synth quiz space, and then you guess, and then Patch Cable Bot will log your guess into the system. So yeah, there we go. That's the synth quiz second clue. Away we go. Right, we are going to head on over to this wonderful world where Ian tells us all about his week, his day,
my life,
his life. Here we go.
On this day.
I love the reverb tail there, Chris. That was great. So we're starting in 1815. Nothing to do with synthesizers or music, but on this day, there was an eruption at the Mount Tambora, a volcano on the island of Sumbawa. Excuse the pronunciation. Anyway, it's part of Indonesia now. It killed 10,000 people and caused lasting harm around the world, apparently, and is considered to be the largest and the most destructive volcano event in recorded history. We then jump to 1946. Today is the birthday of one Robert Harris, otherwise known as Bob Harris, English music presenter, best known for hosting the UK's BBC music programme The Old Grey Whistle Test, and working on Radio 1 and Radio 2. He's also the co-founder of the listings magazine Time Out, which is mainly in London, isn't it? Time Out. But sadly, he's currently undergoing treatment and has been for the last year or so. for cancer. I do follow Bob on Instagram, and he did send a message yesterday saying that he was going home for his birthday. So glad you're at home, Bob, today. I hope you get better soon, and I hope you sort that cancer stuff out and get rid of it. So happy birthday, Bob. We then jump to 1953. The very wonderful Hank Williams had his song "Your Cheating Heart," and it was number 1 on the Billboard country charts. The song that Williams was prompted to write was thinking about his first wife, Audrey, who I think was his manager at first. She was a bit of a tyrant, I believe. And now, sort of, Hank Williams was a bit of a bad lad, really. He was into drugs and womanizing and alcohol and all of that sort of rock and roll stuff before it was rock and roll, really. Anyway, he was, he wrote the song about Audrey, and he wrote it apparently while driving around with his second wife, Billie Jean Jones. She was supposedly writing down the lyrics to him while sat in the passenger seat. The song was recorded during his last ever recording session on September 23rd, 52, and released the following year shortly after his death. I have read a book on him, and I do believe he died in the back of a car. Anyway, that's a side issue. Jumping to 1956, today is also the birthday of English singer Neville Staples, who was in the Specials and in 1981 had the UK number 1 single Ghost Town. And after the Specials split up, he went with Terry Hall and Linval Goldring and formed Fun Boy 3 and had a string of chart hits along with the all-female trio, who I have seen live in concert, Bananarama. A good night out, probably almost as good as a Taylor Swift night out. 1958, another birthday today, born today, sadly no longer with us, but Scottish guitarist, vocalist and songwriter Stuart Adamson. He formed the Skids, who in 1979 had 10 number 1 with a number 10 single with Into the Valley. I saw the Skids supporting the Stranglers in sorry, there's just I'm trying to get in. They're all laughing at you. Jen's trying to get in. She's brought me tea halfway through my section. Thank you, darling.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hey, tea was also delivered on this day. That's great.
Hi, Jane.
Yeah, they're all saying hi.
Hello, Jane.
Hello.
So bless her. Thank you, darling. So where was I? Yes. So Stuart Adamson. I saw Skids play. They were completely unknown, supporting the Stranglers at Bridlington Spa, I think it was. They blew the Stranglers off the stage, I have to say. They were absolutely fantastic.
No relation to me, by the way.
No. Sadly, on November 2001, Adamson was reported missing by his wife, Melanie, at the time. The couple had been estranged for about 6 weeks, and she'd filed for divorce on the day he disappeared, and he was due to face a drunk drive charge. I do believe he had alcohol problems at the time, and he was found. He died on December the 16th. His body was found in the closet in a room in a Western Plaza Hotel in Honolulu, in Hawaii. So, rest in peace, dear man. Big Country were a great band, as were the Skids. So check out his music if you're not listening to him. Jumping to 1961, Bob Dylan, who I am not a fan, other opinions are available, made his first ever appearance at Folks. I think he's a great songwriter. I just don't think he can sing. But anyway, that's a slightly sidebar. He made his first ever appearance at Folk City in the Greenwich Village in New York City. And so he made the live debut was supporting blues legend John Lee Hooker at this recently established village venue. He was only 19, so he was the 19-year-old singer who had arrived in Manhattan a few months earlier, was too young to hold a cabaret license that would permit him to play. So one of the club's owner, a guy called Mike Porco, became his guardian. Or as Bob Dylan once said, his Sicilian father, I never knew I had. And apparently he later referenced him in the song Talking New York. So first gig First gig in New York, anyway. 1964, the Beatles put themselves into the history books again on this day. We seem to be always talking about the Beatles, but simultaneously placing 14 songs on the US Billboard Hot 100. The highest place was Can't Buy Me Love at the top of the charts, and the lowest was Love Me Do, which was their debut single, which was down at number 81. Moving swiftly on. Born Today, seen her, I saw playing in York, was English singer-songwriter and actress. Although I don't think I've ever seen her acting. Lisa Stanfield's birthday today, who in 1980 had a number 1 and number 3 US with All Around the World, taken from her first solo album, Affection. He was a sax player. Her sax player was a guy called Chris Davies, who is actually from York. Anyway, so moving on, we've got another birthday. We've got songwriter, author, broadcaster Keris Matthews from the absolutely brilliant band Catatonia, who obviously in 1998 had a number 3 single with Mulder and Scully. I've got 2 or 3 of the Catatonia albums, and I have to say Mulder and Scully is probably the best track on all of them. But the albums are good, you know. She also apparently founded the Good Life Experience, a festival of culture and great outdoors in Flintshire in 2014. Didn't know that until today. Here we go with 1970. Apollo 13, we're back on the moon landing business, was launched from Cape Kennedy, now Cape Canaveral in Florida. Although scheduled to be the 3rd lunar landing, the mission was aborted after an oxygen tank exploded en route to the moon. There is a great film, surprisingly, it's got Tom Hanks in it, called Apollo 13, if you've never seen it.
We have a main must be undervolt.
Yeah. Houston, we've got a problem. I've actually got that as a fridge magnet. Bought at NASA. Anyway, in 1970, guitarist Peter Green left Fleetwood Mac to join a Munich commune during the tour in Germany. And he was trying to avoid being sued for breach of contract. He was persuaded to return and finish the tour, but he left the band for good on May the 20th. Green took LSD at a party at the commune in Munich, an incident cited by Fleetwood Mac's manager, Clifford Davis, as the crucial point in his mental health decline. And then we have 1973, the Beach Boys appeared at the Omni Coliseum in Atlanta, Georgia. The Beach Boys were at a very low ebb at the time in popularity. The show provided a financial disaster for the promoter, with less than 3,000 tickets sold for the 16,000 capacity venue. The opening act was somebody called Mother's Finest, who I've never heard of, but middle of the bill was some, I guess, reasonably unknown guy called Bruce Springsteen, who played a 60-minute set. It'd have been worth going to just see him, wouldn't it? Really. 1977, Alice Cooper played to an audience of 40,000 in Sydney, Australia, the largest crowd to attend a rock concert in the country's history. That must be beaten by now, surely. But anyway, after the show, Cooper was placed under house arrest in his hotel until he posted the bond of nearly 60,000 Australian dollars, the amount of the sum which the promoter claimed to have paid Cooper for a 1975 show that he never turned up for. The two settled when it was found that the promoter did not fulfill his part of the agreement either. Jumping to 1994, and I do remember this coming out, but Oasis released their debut single, Supersonic. Sorry to the Oasis fans who are watching, there aren't any. Though it stalled at number 31 in the UK. It performed better in the US, apparently reaching number 11 on Billboard's Modern Rock Tracks chart. Not even the Billboard 100. No, I was never an Oasis fan, really.
Like you said, the Beatles earlier, they copied the Beatles, so there you go. Beatles twice.
Absolutely.
So.
I mean, I think I think it's well known that one of their songs is just the Beatles chords in reverse. And I don't know how they didn't get sued, really. Anyway, but no, I was never a fan. I liked the Beatles, never liked Oasis. I thought they were just, blokey and laddish and Much preferred pulp. Anyway, right, okay. 2001, Robbie Williams raised 165,000 UK pounds at a charity auction, with the money going to his old school in Stoke to build a performing arts block. Well done, Robbie. The items sold were Robbie's possessions, including a toilet from a stage show, a Union Jack bikini, tiger head briefs, which I guess Robbie must have worn at some point, a jetpack used for the song Millennium, and the handwritten lyrics for Angels, which the Angel lyrics sold for £27,000. But good on you, Rob, for actually giving back to your old school. 2006, a member of Eminem's rap collective D.T.H was killed in a nightclub shooting in Detroit after an argument broke out at the CCC nightclub. Proof, whose real name was Deshaun Holton, was shot in the club on 8 Mile Road, made famous in Eminem's autobiographical film 8 Mile. If you haven't seen it, watch it, it's great. Holton was a longtime friend of Eminem, and the rapper was best man at his wedding in January of that year. It's like nothing to do with music at all, but also died on this day was Kurt Vonnegut. He died, was 84, was known for such satirical novels as Slaughterhouse-Five. If you've never read it, read it. A novel that draws on Vonnegut's experience as a prisoner of war in Dresden, Germany, during the Allied firebombing of that city in the early 1945. And it blends science fiction with historical facts and uses an absurdist, non-linear narrative. And it's bonkers, but really, really good read. 2014. Nirvana were enlisted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why did it take so long? Alongside the likes of Kiss and the Beatles manager Brian Epstein. Michael Stipe from R.E.M. inducted the group, saying that Nirvana tapped into the voice that was yearning to be heard, and Nirvana was kicking against the mainstream. They spoke truth to a lot of people who listened, and that's absolutely true. 2017, British musician Toby Smith died aged 46. He was most famous for being the keyboard player and co-songwriter in Jamiroquai. I have to say, I never really liked Jamiroquai. They weren't for me. I do remember the lead singer, Jay, wasn't it, being the twat in the hat. But anyway, from 1992...
That's a Dr. Seuss book, isn't it? Twat in the hat. So.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Apart from that, he was a music producer after he left Jamiroquai, and he was also, I didn't know this, but he was the manager of the Hoosiers. Also, on this day in 2025, Jamaican rapper and roots museum Max Romeo died of heart complications at the age of 80. He achieved chart success in his home country and in the UK, and several other hits with the vocal group The Emotions. His song Wet Dream, which I do remember as a kid, it was very rude, was overtly sexual lyrics and was banned by BBC Radio in the UK, which obviously made it a hit. I think it went to number 1. Although the singer claimed it was about a leaky roof. We believe that if we see it. Anyway. And then there's a late entry. This is from Steve Smith. Thank you very much, Steve. Congratulations to 53 years of marriage to John and Jill Farnham. They were married in April the 11th, 75 at St Matthew's Church in Glenroy in Melbourne, and the couple first met on stage musical Charlie Girl. Now, John is best known for his hit single You're the Voice, which was not only a hit, it was not only number 1 in Australia, it was a big hit over here in the UK, and probably the same in America. I think it was also in the film, wasn't it? And according to Steve, Johnny's probably amongst the world's finest singers. And then lastly, also from Steve, I'd missed this one. This is a birthday for tomorrow. So tomorrow is Herbie Hancock's birthday. Born 12th on the 1940, one of the most influential keyboard players in modern history. He played with Miles Davis. I remember playing Rocket in a band years and years ago. Piano parts were quite hard, if I remember rightly. He works, mainstream jazz and funk, but also apparently the instruments that he mainly used was Arp Odyssey was one of his favourites, the Rhodes Chroma, Fairlight CMI, which was on Rocket, and things like Oberheim's Moogs and others. He later adopted workstations like the one that's over there, the Korg Kronos. And last but not least, the singles and the album and film chart. So UK singles still the same. We've got Rain Me with Sam Fender and Olivia Dean, although we've got a new album by an Irish singer-songwriter, Dermot Kennedy, The Way to the Woods. I've had a listen. It's all right. It's staying on my Apple Music. Top film today, everywhere, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I probably won't be going to see. Although I did go and see Project Hail Mary last weekend with the family. First time probably in maybe 10 years that Jane and I and our two sons went as a foursome to the cinema. Project Hail Mary, brilliant. Go see it if you haven't seen it. In the US, Choosing Texas has gone back up to number 1. You're still loving the BTS stuff from, what is it, Ari Rang. And in Australia, new single, Sabrina Carpenter with Man-Child, which I've not heard. And you're back in love with Olivia Dean. Her album,
Man-Child's been out for ages.
Yeah, I know. That's why I couldn't understand why it was back as a single, why it's back as number 1.
Okay.
I need to check where. I mean, I get it off your
stupid idiot
area.
Aussies.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, you're back in love with Olivia Dean again with The Art of Loving, which didn't survive for very long on my Apple Music, and that was today.
Good job.
Through history. Thank you.
Well done.
Before we go on to the next section, just one thing, mentioning from Steve Smith mentioned John Farnham. John Farnham, the album that you should hear if you've never heard of John Farnham, go check out Whispering Jack. Go check out Whispering Jack. It actually was 24 times platinum. 24 times platinum. It's a massively popular album.
It's full of hits.
Number 1 in many countries like Sweden, Australia. So it was really, really big. It's 1987 or 1986, somewhere around there, like mid to late 80s. But there's some really big hits in that album, and you probably recognise some of the songs when you hear them. You'll think, oh, wow, was that him? Okay, cool. I remember that. So, yeah, go check out Whispering Jack. John Farnham.
Good on him for being,
I think he's like
70
years. I think he's like in his mid to late 70s now.
Must be.
Yeah.
I didn't check that actually, but yeah.
Also, happy birthday to Herbs. Herbie Hancock came to Perth last year. Was it last year or the year before? I forget now. I think it might have been the year before. Anyway, and he played at the Her Majesty's Theatre in Perth. It was really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
His keyboard parts are hard to play. When I was playing in jazz rock band.
He's in his 80s, and I'm pretty sure he was in his 80s when he came to Perth as well. But yeah, that was good.
1940, so 50, 60, 70. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's the same age as my parents, actually. Anyway.
He's not just a great keyboard player, but he loves technology. He's always going with the latest stuff.
He does, yeah.
I would challenge anyone to see if you could find a better ARP Odyssey player. He was absolutely amazing on the ARP Odyssey. Yeah.
I mean, the band. He's had obviously several, but I think it was his little quartet from about 1990s, early 1990s. Were absolutely. If you're into jazz, and it was, I do like a little bit of jazz myself.
Anyway, one of the most interesting albums I thought, like I was Herbie Hancock from the 70s, liked him from there, and then sort of in the 80s he produced this Fairlight album called Future Shock. You should check it out if you've never heard it.
I've heard
it's all Fairlight. It's got the famous Rocket song on there, which is like one of the first like rap dancing songs, wasn't it?
Also had cool robotics in the videos.
Yeah,
I love those robotics.
Well, there was a thing about, because MTV had a thing about not having black artists on, and that's why, because that video, he's always sort of on a TV screen. He's never actually in the video, and it was a way for them to get around it. But the robots were cool in that video. All those sort of kicking
scratching
things over and stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, shall we do some price watching? Yeah. We shall. Let's get stuck into the price watch segment, starting with, come on, hurry up, disappear. The Nord Drum 2 module and pad in exceptional condition, I think I meant to say. €979. for that one. Original box. I think he said in his listing original box and a whole bunch of other things in there. I kind of feel like that one's pretty decent price. I'd say that's probably
good fun.
That's probably what you'd expect to
great.
pay. The thing is with those, if you don't have one, I kind of felt like there was a lot of electronic pad drum machines over the years, and I kind of liked there was just something a little bit more special about this. I don't know, I just kind of liked it. Maybe it was the sound of the drum tones, I'm not sure.
It had a really, really powerful synthesis engine.
Yeah. I actually sampled my friends a bunch. That's good. It's a good one.
Just the sound, like sometimes you've got to really pay attention to the sound of things when you're buying stuff. The sound quality that comes out. Like one of the things I used to always say about Electron, for example, as a side sort of bar, is I had the Electron Octatrack, right? And the sound that came out of the back of that was insanely good. Like it was just like top notch sound. And the same thing with Klavier Nord stuff. I always find the quality of the sound that comes out of their gear is really, really good. And that's what I guess was kind of one of the things that really made me go, wow, this actual drum pad thing is actually pretty cool. Wish I owned one, but I don't. €9.79 if you want to get that. I'll actually paste the link to that in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, to get the pads with it, that's a good deal, I think.
By the way, the link posted in there does have a affiliate kickback to the channel, so it doesn't cost you any extra to click on that link, but it does give us a little bit of commission if you do decide to buy something off of eBay. So it does say that on my website anyway. So don't think of it as a bad thing. Think of it as a good thing. Ways to get money to us is by buying things. That doesn't cost you any more than what you would pay anyway. Next is a Roland Juno 106 for $2,199. There's our mate again with that table.
Yeah.
And look what's in the little background there. He's got a little SH101 as well.
Wow.
If you're interested.
Screw up. Pricey.
Yeah. Well, Juno 106s are quite sought after. I'd say that's relatively market rate.
I'd want to open it up and see what the voice cards are.
Yeah, and it's upgraded. Are we talking about the MIDI? Is it the MIDI upgrade or what?
You can get new voice cards for this now. That's that guy that announced that not long ago. And I was talking to Kent about it, and he was pretty excited about hearing that too. So, cool. Yeah.
There's a Tontec upgrade for this, right? Wasn't there at one point?
Kenton one? Is that what you mean?
I think it was Tontec. No, I think it was a Tontec functional upgrade for the synth, not just MIDI.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But the one thing that bummed me out about the 106 is it lost a beautiful arpeggiator. It's in the 6 and the 60.
Yeah. Probably they figured that this has got a fairly decent MIDI implementation, so you don't need it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows the decisions they make on these things at the time. Okay.
But there are tricks on the 6 and 60. You can send a pulse into the input and basically drive it from other gear. So.
Right.
Clock it.
Bit of a question for everyone in chat as well. Can you still buy a brand new Roland System 8? I think you can, can't you?
I don't think so.
You can't? Okay. That'd be sad if you can't.
I don't think so.
Well,
the IRA is pretty much abandoned.
$2,000 to get a Roland System 8. This is actually a really, really good synthesizer. I've got one. I'm definitely a big fan of it. The only thing negative about the actual synth itself, it doesn't have aftertouch on the keyboard. Other than that,
the keys suck too. They're not really good keys.
Other than that, you can plug a controller into it and it will respond to aftertouch. It's got aftertouch programming in it, so don't worry about that too much. There you go. That one for under $2,000 US. I don't know what the price is like when it was brand new, but it does seem to be relatively okay, that price. You can get a Jupiter 8 out of this thing. It's an ACB modeling.
Plug-outs.
Yeah. It really sounds good. Like I'm loath to say that's actually just as good as the real thing.
And unlike the System 1, they give you several slots for plug-outs, so you can switch without having to download every time. So
Yeah, I almost bought one at the time and sort of regret it. No, I didn't.
Hmm.
You can pick one up second
even
hand
added a
for
cowbell oscillator to it.
800 quid.
There is a
800 quid in the
cowbell
UK.
oscillator. Yeah.
Yeah,
As funny as you laugh about that, it's actually a really cool, fun thing to do.
it's
Muck
cool.
around.
I
Yeah.
like it. It's cool.
Yeah. Now we're going to get into some a little bit weirder things. Starting with this one. Let me just get it up. Is it going to do it for me? There we go. The Yamaha FX1.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'll just put the link in chat for that.
One owner. Bloody hell.
16,000 or 16,500 US dollars for this one. I think this one is in California. So I could have sworn I've seen this floating around. It's probably the same one.
I've seen this picture before.
Yeah.
I've seen this picture.
Been on the show.
You reckon it's the same
Shipping's
one?
not bad for something that big and heavy. That's, it's a huge
I
heavy
think so.
thing.
Yeah,
because
that
I
picture
remember
looks
the
familiar.
whole sort of
Yeah, definitely been on.
carpet.
But there was this and another thing that was that was like all sort of built in sort of a whitey colour. So there's been two on the show before.
Yeah. You think the thing that's funny about this name of this synth is actually also there's another Yamaha product that's not synth. You know how Yamaha make motorcycles and there's actually another Yamaha product called the FX1 as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But anyway, this is actually an organ and it's also got a digital FM synthesizer in it as well. So it's really like the top of the range when you think about it, with the pedals and the tiers and everything. It's got that kind of real, I don't know, high-end sort of look to it. Almost like it belongs in a spaceship. These were actually sold for 40,000 US dollars when they were first released.
Wow.
So when you're looking at that price, 16,500, that's a steal when you think about it. Look at a bargain. What a bargain. The only problem is if those chips go on this thing, you can talk to Yamaha about it, but I would be very loath to think you're probably screwed.
I'll say thank you for your purchase. You're in a dead end. So.
Yeah. I feel this is kind of like a preset machine. That's where it's come at. Do you want me to get it up? I can show you some more photos of it.
It's kind of like the Tyros that came out later, the whole Tyros series, but way more expensive.
Yeah, could be. Just
Tyros
really
was pretty good at the time.
Just
Sorry,
really,
Rant,
yeah.
go.
That's okay. I was just going to say, just really, if you look at the quality, it was just high end. But you know how I was saying it was preset in? Like, so that's basically just all preset buttons. Very, very Yamaha organ sort of, world. But look at that little keyboard up the top. It's a little mini key thing up the top there. So that's interesting. Which is something that's always intrigued me about this. You've got the little mini key up the top, standard keys there, and then you've got the pedals down the bottom.
Well, on the GX one, that was your little synth lead, a
AI
mono synth lead keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Little guy at the top.
It looks great, actually.
I mean, that
Very spicy.
very high-end looking design, isn't it?
It looks like, if you look at the back of the photographs, it looks like it's in a shop, isn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's some close-ups here.
Registration packs.
And of course, if you're going to buy it, you got to get good at the feet. It's senseless to have this and not know how to use your feet with it. So
I love how it's got these little panels, though, that you can just close and open, and all these little cool things that you can find. I don't think there's that many of them on this, but there's one where you can adjust all your upper and lower bars. Yeah, all the bars. That's pretty cool. Who'd buy that? That's the question.
If I had the space, I wouldn't pay that for it, though. If I had the space, I wouldn't mind mess around with one of them. I first learned to play on an organ. I learned to play on a B3 and a Leslie.
Yeah. Well,
So,
You do
Ian,
the feet too.
you were talking about getting into eurorack. Maybe this might be for you. He laughs, but really there could be some seriousness
yeah,
to
well,
this.
there's some intelligible stuff there.
£3,000. It's actually a lot better than you
quite
think it is.
Odd combination.
£3,000 is a lot better than you think it is. Now, what is in this? Let me go to the full page, and I'll just read it to you. There is a Pamela's new workout.
Stuff in there.
There's intelligible malts.
Filter.
There's a Music Things modular Turing
182.
machine. There's 2HP tune. There's a Behringer System 100 analog sequencer, the 182. There's Mutable Instruments Platts, Noise Engineering Viol Ruina, Mutable Instruments Platts again, as you just doubled up writing that twice, is he? Dope for A124SE, the ALM Busy Circuits MCO, the Mutable Instruments Ripples, the Qubit Electronics Prism, Happy Nerding FXA, definitely worth every cent on that. He's actually listed all the individual prices on this. I'll show you this in a sec. Tip Top Audio 1, Dope for A182, Dope for A148, Make Noise Maths, Intelligible Metropolis, which you already mentioned, the Feedback Mix BX, which is a great mixer, and something that I would probably recommend, 2HP compressor, the Farco Excalibus power supply. The case is worth £50 on its own, and this also includes the Behringer RD9 with the purchase. And he's saying that there is $3,220 worth of gear here, and he's selling it for $3,000. So you're saving yourself $200. I don't know if I would jump out at that. It's only £200, but here is the list. Let me go to here.
Yeah, it's got 2 plats in there. That's funny.
There's the list in. So he's listed it all and put the prices next to everything.
I'm assuming that all the prices are new. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what they're because Pamela's new workout is. They don't sell that anymore.
The modules at.
No, Platts was more than $250, I think.
So he's pricing them as used.
He's
okay.
That's
It's a dope for his.
If he sold them individually, that's what. Yeah.
Because that's the wasp filter, and that's much more than 50 quid.
Because I was going to ask you, is that a good deal? Not that I'm going to go anywhere near it, but you know.
No, it has a 182. Then you can buy Chris's module to go with it. Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't have room for mine. That's no.
You got to take something out, but
yeah, because if you think about it, the Metropolis, Metropolis new is about 540 quid.
He's done a modular grid dump on this as well. He knows what he's doing. Cool. But look, Ian, to answer your question, would I buy this? No.
No. If it was $2,500,
no,
you know,
I'd say 1,800 or below.
Right.
Cool. I would then I would be like, yeah, right. Now we're talking.
Right.
Because I kind of feel like you could probably get yourself a similar setup if you priced around and made a few different choices, different sequencer choices. Yes. Yeah. And you probably don't want
IntelliGel little.
You probably don't want an RD9, right? You probably don't want an RD9. He's forcing you to get an RD9.
Don't want them.
Well,
no. Yeah. I'd sell that.
Shall we?
Well, no, we won't.
For it, we won't do it. I think it's a bit mean to do that. Anyway, there's the link to that I just showed you in chat.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's fair to do that.
He was going to put.
So RD8 had a second issue. The RD9 just has one version, right? They didn't re-release that one.
The RD8 had 2 versions, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The problem with the RD9, from what I understand, is Chris and we love the fact that the TR909 had some really intelligent analog engineering and digital engineering in it for its day, and I just don't know how much Behringer put into theirs. I don't think they went to all that effort. I feel like it was a bit of a shortcut version of a TR909. And it's not a bad thing. It's, that's just the way they've done it. So it sounds pretty similar. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to do the next.
In the UK, I want to say just in the UK, he's from Doncaster, so he's a Yorkshireman, so he's all right. But actually, it's free delivery in the UK. So,
it's getting closer.
It's hovering over that.
No,
Yeah.
No,
He's
it's
hovering
not.
over.
No.
Well, I've put the link in the
No,
chat.
Stars are aligned.
I've just clicked on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, next is you guys all sitting down, including you guys in chat. Sit down, ready, set, bang. Yamaha DX1 mint condition with the Gillinghouse DX programmer. You'll see that in a sec.
That's crazy.
All right. Okay.
I have got this coming up on the eBay thing for you guys, so you can watch it. But 79, well, 80. Let's say 80,000 euro. So someone will say that's a good price, but I'm going to say absolutely.
Yeah. Well, with the Gillinghouse, that's
pay
a good
that
price. Yeah.
Look, let's have a look at the photos. You can have a look at the Gillinghouse in a sec. I don't know why he's done this with the photos. Like he's done this super sort of clipped edit thing on it. Just show the synth. It looks kind of almost dodgy.
eBay. That's just in eBay.
You mean background removal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is but if you're wondering what the Gillinghouse program looks like, this is it. And you know what? This is actually a really cool thing because it got you to do FM synthesis with an analog synth sort of interface in a way.
Not per function. Yep.
Yeah. So, guys who are thinking about doing FM synths, that's a big clue to doing stuff cool. Anyway, it's a great synth. I think Robbie's got one, hasn't he? Robbie Puricelli's got one of these.
Yes, Kent's,
so.
yeah.
Yes,
I don't know if he has
I'm not sure it's
the programmer, but he definitely has the DX1.
No, the DX1.
Programmer.
I'm talking about
the DX1.
Yeah, I'm talking about the DX1.
Yeah.
And you had it serviced by Kent, I believe.
And the DX1 is a great synth. I remember not being looking at it when I bought my DX7 and couldn't afford it, but I did hanker after it.
One of the things to remember about the DX1 is the actual mechanical action keyboard on it is, it's high end. It is really high end. So that makes it a really nice MIDI controller.
Well, yeah.
Yes, weighted.
I've got that. I've still got that leaflet.
Now the cool thing is D-Tronics makes a Gillinghouse kind of knockoff for more modern stuff, so you can still buy something similar to it.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it. I do have the link for that if you guys want to go check that out and spend. Hey, look, if you guys are going to want to go and spend 80,000 euros, I'm going to get a nice little healthy commission check. Please do. That would be nice. That'd be awesome. I don't know how much others. There's not that many DX1s in the world. That's the thing. There's a finite amount. It's not like CS80s. There's probably, I think there's 700 CS80s or something, they reckon. I don't know. I keep losing track of these stats. It's just like remembering them is kind of the hard thing. But anyway, that's Price Watch, guys. What would you buy out of this week's Price Watch? We had the Nord Drum 2 module. We had the Juno 106, the Roland System 8, the Yamaha FX1, that crazy organ, the full Eurorack system. I wouldn't say it's a full Eurorack system, but it is, I guess. And a Yamaha DX1. Which one would you buy?
The full Eurorack system. No, the FX1. I'd go for the FX1.
The sexy organ.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the last thing if I had the money.
The DX1? Yeah?
Yeah, with the program.
That would be my second choice. Yeah, DX1.
Me, I would get Juno 106. Because I felt it was probably the best value out of all that stuff there.
Yeah.
I wasn't on about value, it was just which one you have.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of value.
79,000.
I think the DX1 actually sold for quite a lot of money when it was brand new. So I'm
Oh, it did. It was very expensive.
Yeah. Like big money.
Yeah.
It's funny though, I have the little boutique JU06A, so it has a switch to go between Juno 66 and 106 modes, and you can really hear the difference. I'd pick a 660 any day over a 106. It just sounds better.
Oh yeah, I absolutely. If that listing was a Juno 6 or a Juno 60, I'd get that. But what I'm saying is, out of that lot,
out of that bunch, yeah.
I've got
never played a 106.
I've got a beautiful Juno 106 in my System 8. It actually sounds really good. Probably don't really need it. Yeah,
I had it in my System 1 even. An old plug out before they had the Rolling Cloud.
I sold my System 1. Okay, let's get some synth quiz happening, guys. We have got the third clue about to come out, so let's put that there, and let me go down to my little clue and go image. There we go. Are you looking a bit snappy, guys? Are you snappy?
Wow.
Who's snappy?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're right.
Right. Okay. People have got some fair ideas.
Right.
Oh, let me just keep that scrolling down the bottom for everyone. There. It'll slightly cut off Ian's. What was that? Okay. Someone following me?
You're right.
So Wags is doing the TR 808. I think Jack was doing the TR 8 if I remember rightly. I don't know how many else we got in there. We got another one coming. Whose is this? Oh, that's Jack. So there's only two people that have guessed. Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, the answer is correct.
Well, you don't know that, do you?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be Volca. You know, with the snappy.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's not a Volca.
Not with IF.
Yeah.
I/F, man.
I/F did it for you? Well, do you want me to reveal? Let's get people to put their guesses in. We've got a few people putting their guesses in. Bicky, you got to do it one word, mate. Synth quiz is one word. Synth space quiz is what you did, buds. Change it.
He's trying to recreate last week. We had to re-enter it at the end. So
Yeah.
Roz is going for the CR78. Picky, what are you doing? What are you doing, mate? Exclamation mark. Synth quiz. Space. TR808. Come on, you can do it. This is hilarious. Watching people struggle with their keypads. I understand, like, if you're on a phone, it's a pain typing into friggin' one word in synth quiz. One word.
I've just seen that. I thought I did, but
yeah. But that's the thing. You can type it in your phone, right? And your phone could autocorrect the word synth to synth space quiz, and it really sucks.
And I think that's what he.
And it won't auto-populate the @ names either, which sucks. So
yeah. But the cool thing is you get your name. Doesn't matter if you think it's already won. You get your name up there on the little scrolly thing.
Oh, yeah,
how cool is that?
It's been won. Oh no, Dennis has said he's got my thing. Thank you, Dennis.
See, Dennis likes you.
Checks in the post, mate. It ain't one, but it's all right.
Let's see if Dennis will put it up here now. Here we go. This is going to say Ian's name. No, it's going to say Jack's name. See, the quiz is already won. Come on, Becky. You're a shocker.
How come Dennis is still... It's got the little crown with the number 1.
How come he's got the crown with the number 1? Probably because he's doing the most chatting.
That's right.
He's a bit vocal.
Yes. He participates.
He's participating too much.
Yeah. You just shut up, Dennis.
He's a chatty chatbot.
We need a moderator for the bot.
All right,
What would be really funny is if it came back and answered you.
Jesus, this JavaScript programming is really good.
It is.
You're really getting the hang of this AI business.
Exactly.
There we are.
Good rave.
And it ain't a DW8000.
All right, we are going to stop the quiz. because I'm going to reveal the winner. Okay. We don't need that showing twice, that's for sure. There it is up there. Look, Roz, you got your name up there. Look at that. The winner is anyone who guessed this.
Yeah.
If you're wondering where I got the little bits and pieces from, so the first image was pre-scale, and if you look at the sequencer section, you can see where all those different types of scaled notes are, and there's a switch, and above the switch it says pre-scale. Okay, that's the first one. The second one was I/F. If you go across to the right hand side, there's actually an A/B toggle switch. Above the tap tempo button, you'll see I/F. You'll see it there. Yeah. And then the last one is snappy, and snappy is just below the snare drum. It's the last potentiometer label for the snare drum. So it's the third column, I guess you'd call it. So the snare drum, you got snappy. That's where that one came from. There you go. Nice little visual clues, everybody. So we are going to do a little command here, and we're going to go quiz entries. We think we know who's won it, don't you?
Yeah.
Here we go. It'll give me the numbers. So, winner is 6. I believe. Let's see if it gets it right. Wagoo is identified. The patch Roland TR808. There you go. Well done. Wagoo's the winner. And now we can clear the quiz, and we can go back to you guys. Who enjoyed the synth quiz this week?
Yeah.
You teased my brain.
Yeah, it's always cool when you have the
like,
visual bit.
I've seen it, but I can't think what it meant.
And you would have accepted the boutique one too, right? Because it's the same stuff on it.
No, I put that in and I didn't win, so no.
But you went first.
I wasn't first.
I mean, it does help if you're first. And Wag went early. Mr. Wags, he went really, really early.
He did go very early.
And as a result, that's why he can to wobble, I guess, wobble his head. Now, we can do quiz leaders in chat as a command, and it should say Wagoo has got 2 now if it does it correctly. Check a bit of my Python code. There you go. Wagoo's got 2. Bicky's got 1, and Steve Smith's got 1. There's your quiz leaders. There's the leaderboard, guys, in chat. I'll just show you that so you guys can check that out. On the replay, it will show just here where I'm hovering the mouse, just here. Synth quiz, top 5 geeks, Wagoo with 2, Half God, Half Beast with 1, Steve Smith with 1. There you go. Fantastic. Good effort. Saturday Sonority time, guys. We've finished all the segments. We can let our hair down. Talk about making noise. Obviously, this week we had those modules which were all kind of noise related, like the weird pulse, parapulse, whatever it was from Orpho modules. It's like a noise generating thing. And obviously, I kind of feel like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, with that IntelliGel swirls, you can actually get the thing to self-noise. So you can actually get it to make its own noise within itself. And then it's one of the things you can do with C-Legs as well, but it's a different, it's playing with delays to generate itself noise, but with the freeze and the reverse and that, what was the other thing? The burn, I think it was the burn button, wasn't it? Burn. With those 3 things, I feel like you could use that and generate that as a sound source. But one thing I noticed that you can't do with that is I'm pretty sure you can't put a volts per octave in there and play it like a Carpler Strong type thing.
True.
Yeah. But I think you can do that with the C legs. So there you go. Interesting. But noise. What noises do you guys want to talk about? What noises have you been creating that's new? I know Chris and Daren both have recently purchased the Protein, so I'm guessing that's where the noises are coming from at the moment from you two.
Yes, they are.
Yeah?
Yeah, sort of. That and the good old just touching the jack whilst it's in some guitar pedals.
Yeah?
You know, when you hold the jack and freezing that, talking about freezing and reversing that and delaying that, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be noise from Protein.
Yeah. Do you guys, when you listen to music, do you guys think, oh, what's that sound? And you kind of think, that's pretty cool. I like that sound. I've never heard that before. And it's a noise, or it's a sound, or it's an instrument. It might not even be a synth. It might be a guitar going through an effects, like a whole bunch of effects pedal, or it could be an acoustic instrument. You know. That's kind of where I was going with the topic. So I was kind of thinking along that line, if you're wondering.
I have to say, I don't like noise music. Sorry, go.
Well, I was going to say with Ian. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, I was
in noise music.
There is. I was gifted an
noise
album
music?
this week.
Tell for the people that don't know.
Really harsh,
just
distorted,
harsh,
noisy,
white noise and pink noise, and no melodies, no drums.
Look at
just,
Merzbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like overdriven
it's
stuff.
The soundscape of noise.
Yeah. I got an album this week.
Imagine Skinny Puppy, but more dirty. Skinny Puppy had a lot of dirty, noisy sounds on some of their tracks.
Yeah, Skinny Puppy.
Imagine even more distorted and.
But what Skinny Puppy was like had melodies though. It had like he definitely had.
Yeah, some of their songs. Sometimes I like the Mozart scene in Amadeus. Too many notes. Sometimes they had too much shit layered on top of each other.
Yeah.
I think the tracks
too muddy. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of starting to understand what you mean now, Ian. That that's distorted, noisy stuff, right? It's just dribble.
This album, I listened to it. Oh God, I really can't stand this, and it's on my Bandcamp. You can't actually take an album off Bandcamp. I wanted to take it off. I mean, I can't. I can sort of hide it, but not from the app. So the tracks will still come up every so often.
This is what Ian said about my music when he heard it. I can't take it off my Bandcamp.
I can't take it off my Bandcamp. Yeah, it's. But I like some noise in what I do, and I have done. But it's always got some melody in there. There always has to be something.
It's just a continuous wall of noise, basically, that you don't like, isn't it? When it's like if they've just put
absolutely
some drone for a load of distorted guitar pedals and just leave that running for 5 minutes, barely changing it, and it's like, oh, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, right.
And I know some people are into that. I mean, I supported a duo from Manchester, and that their set was pretty much that. Was just constant. It was interesting because they had a dancer with them who was throwing crocheting wool round, which made it really weird and avant-garde. But it was just solid there for 40 minutes. That was their set. You know. So it didn't do it for me. As Biscuit says, noise music ain't musical, and it isn't really. But I can understand that people are into that. If you're into that, that's cool. But it's just not for me.
Yeah, I don't really. I don't know. I don't really sort of know if I'm that experienced hearing it. Maybe you guys have probably heard more of that sort of alternative stuff. I kind of feel like if I have heard it and it was just really sort of horrible sound, I probably would just turned it off straight away type thing.
You do occasionally get artists that imams like that.
Yeah.
Go, Daren.
Yeah, it's definitely a case of like Red Bull. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Red Bull makes
some
me
early
jitter.
John Cage and Perez music had noise. Some of the music concrete and some of the other stuff
Yeah.
around that time period. But even Paul and Oliveros supposedly has a famous noise track. So
I've not heard
people
that by
were into it
Pauline
way back
Oliver.
then.
I mean,
A
certainly
little
I've
noise
heard
in
a
the
lot of her
system,
accordion.
1967. So
Okay.
Wow, that's quite an old reference there.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of her sort of deep listening, the sort of accordion stuff that she's done. You know.
Fair enough.
yeah, they can be pretty harsh. Some people do a mix of noise and melodics too. So, or like really noisy percussion, that ends up being real annoying after a while.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of, it's a little bit sort of different to what you guys are talking about, but synthesizers that have the noise, in the mixer section, right? And some will let you put the noise kind of with the oscillators. Some will put it in the mixer section, and then some will put it as some sort of deep menu diving option, like a afterthought, like what Moog have done with the Slim Fatty, Little Fatty. I kind of wish that all synth makers who put noise in let their noise have that option to be frequency manipulated, so it's so that you can actually change the pitch of the noise, like a digital noise, option. Because I love that feature about some of the noises.
It's always full spectrum, isn't it? Kind of be nice if it wasn't.
Because like there's a Prophet 5, right? And I'm pressing the bottom key now. Now I'm pressing the top key, and it's the same thing. So it's literally just letting white noise through. So it'd be nice if you could change the option of what noises that you get, and then if that noise chip circuit allowed for frequency modulation, then that's cool. That's a cool thing.
That's why I got
can do
that
that on the
multiple noise source module. There's like pink noise, white noise, purple noise, red noise, and there's another one. It's got 5 in it. I forgot the other one, but you got all different frequency responses of noise.
And you can certainly do that on the Terra, where you introduce noise, and because of how much you're touching it, it will change. I mean, I've used that quite a lot to add some noise to certain sounds. You don't always know what you're doing with the Terra, but it's quite,
There's a way to fake it though, and that is if you've got a decent filter that can be keyboard controlled, like a lot of filters can in analog synths especially, you can then do the resonant noise filter trick where you're basically playing the filter, but it's completely saturated with the noise over it, so it sounds like you're changing the pitch of the noise.
That's cool.
Well, literally what Steve Smith just said in chat.
Yeah. You're tracking, yeah.
Great minds think alike is what they say in the classics. Yeah.
But noise is also useful. Like sample and hold is essentially like white noise going into, it's gating based on noise. So.
Yeah. Chris, that module that you've got from Rick Modular, the Formant, is it a Formant filter type module that you got from him?
Is that Red Matrix one? The red
Night
dots?
Rider. Yeah, the Night Rider.
Night Rider. How much have you played with that?
It's Formant, yes. I haven't put noise through it.
Yeah?
Probably should.
What have you put through it? I bet
It's
you
got
put
4
that.
bands.
I bet you put that Wonneroy through it.
Put the what?
The Wonneroy.
Oh, the Honoroi. No, I haven't done that yet.
Really?
Shamefully, I haven't stacked things up yet.
Okay.
Oh, I'm underutilizing. Shame on me.
Yeah. No, I feel you too, because I've been completely neglecting all this here, this Eurorack stuff here for because I've just been busy with other things that happen in your life, and you don't get to tweak and twiddle as much as you'd like. I know what you mean. But yeah, this shopping list of mine is getting bigger and bigger as stuff comes out. It's terrible.
Yes.
Lyra, I remember the Lyra 8, because I haven't used my Lyra 8 for a while, but that can be quite useful as a sort of noise source and sort of.
Yeah, for sure.
I did that. I did before I had Dom's Lyra 8, I used the Lyra 8 patch on the organelle on the live show. It was quite noisy, but it had elements of melodics in there, really. But
yeah,
this is probably as close as I get to doing anything that was really noise music.
There's cool chiptune, noisy video game music stuff too. It's kind of fun. Using all kinds of noisy bits. It's amazing what the Atari could do with noise for explosions and stuff, and just a really simple circuit.
Yeah, CMOS noise, I call that. Because it's all generated with CMOS chips.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the Atari Punk thing. They call it the Atari Punk, whatever it is.
And various other punks.
The noise engineering guys are the ones I was just trying to think of their name. Noise engineering have got some interesting modules which are a kind of a combination of FM and noise. And if you marry the two together, you can get some really, really cool oscillator type generations, which can then be used for, percussive sounds or even, synthy type voices. But it's just the way that they give you sort of manipulating features of that marriage of noise and FM. I feel like it's kind of cool. It's a cool thing. And then what everyone's been saying in chat, use noise as a modulation source, and you guys have been saying sample and hold and things like that. But that's the thing. Once you've got a generator of noise, it can be mapped anywhere within that synth to other things, and then that becomes that sort of, it's kind of, because noise, white noise especially, is just chaos, right? It doesn't really, there's no real control over it. Yeah. So map it everywhere. I used to find that the ARP 2500 was something that I used to scratch my head over, because there was a module in it which had a random generator, and then it had a noise generator, and I thought, surely that's the same thing.
Is it white noise or pink noise? Didn't say what kind.
On the ARP, it's white noise as far as I'm aware.
Because some of the older synths have white and pink in the same thing, right? Was the Odyssey or Moog, or which one has the white and pink choice? One of the older analogs.
Moog is
ARP Odyssey or Mini Moog or something. I can't remember.
I don't remember it being on the ARP Odyssey.
It's not on the ARP Odyssey. No. Is it on the 2600? Can't remember.
Maybe it's 2600.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
there you go. Steve says Odyssey has pink and white. So that's what I thought it was one of the smaller ones that did it. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's the 2600 is what I was thinking of. The 2600 has got a noise generator down the bottom, and you can slide it from low frequency through pink to white, and then you then have the ability to patch that out.
Oh, it's a switch, not a slider, not a switch. I thought it was a switch. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a slider.
Variations.
Nice.
Yep, it's a slider. I'm just checking the Behringer version of it.
Filter. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Clever,
yeah, kind of. I mean, if you actually, do you remember we were talking about this ages ago? Like, they've got pink, brown, blue, white, right? They're just basically filtered versions of white, really.
Yep.
And I guess that somewhere someone's gone, okay, this is the standard for pink noise. This is the standard for brown noise, I guess. I'm not sure. But I really don't think anyone would really kind of pay much attention to it. What I would like to know is, like, what would you call like a notch filtered version of noise? What would you call a bandpass filtered version of noise? Do you know what I mean? Like that, if you're going to have these color representations of that, you know, variant of white noise, filtered variant of white noise, what do they represent?
A notch would be like that'd be polka dot. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stripy noise.
Stripy noise.
Flanger.
Yeah.
Stripy noise. Yeah. Phaser. Stripy noise. Yeah. Puce with red stripes. Noise.
It's like you got the spray can and it's got a dirty nozzle.
Yeah, exactly. Tart.
Brown.
If
brown
you do
nose
it in
requires
Scotland, you
bicycle
get
clips.
tartan. You get tartan noise if you do it in Scotland.
But you really want white noise if you're doing like wind and ocean waves. So you have those extremes with the trebly bits. So if you want the fizz of the ocean as the waves recede, you got to have the white noise for that.
Susan Ciani, Seventh Wave.
Yeah,
She's seventh wave, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's great album.
7 waves. Yeah,
7 waves. That's it. Yeah.
but even her Buchla stuff with the fizzy stuff from the Coca-Cola bottle opening and pouring, it's amazing.
Oh, there's the noise there.
Liquidy noise.
That sounds good.
Init, do me a knit. Scroll through 50,000 patches to the bottom until you find a knit patch. User.
Yeah, I like mixing frequency shifter with noise too. It's fun. Noise, the filters and noise and all that shit. It's cool.
Well, yeah. VCS3 and noise and the VCS3 filters.
Yeah.
One of my favorite little marriages.
And of course,
But
drum sounds for noise. You can gate the drum sound, the noise to make drum sounds and stuff. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Being boiled by Human League wasn't it? Wasn't it just a
Those are all custom
700S?
synth drums. Yeah.
No, they
Multi-track
just
synth
used
drums.
they didn't have. They had very few synths, I think, and I think they used for the snare. They used the. Somebody in the chat will correct me if I'm wrong about this. I thought that they used the Korg 700S with the noise for the snare sound. Don't know about the bass drum, but because they didn't have. Later they got a System 700, but they didn't have it at that time.
I was having fun a couple years ago with my Novation X Station, which is very elaborate with noise and synthy bits and stuff. And I was recreating John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13 manually. The rhythm bits, where it's filtered noise and little clippy bits, and it was really a lot of fun. Just constantly knob tweaking multiple things at once, and it was fun.
It's a good soundtrack, that.
It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Real simple, but really powerful.
Yeah, it works. Absolutely works.
Cool. Well, I think we could probably wrap the show up, guys.
Cool beans.
Fantastic. I feel like next week we're going to start to see some of the early Super Booth releases. If we don't see it next week, it'll definitely be the week after.
No.
Rumblings of Super
No, we don't want to see.
What?
Ranz.
What?
You've just said, and I'm saying it as well. Our shopping lists are already getting bigger. We don't need any more stuff.
Oh no!
Oh, you don't have to buy it.
See,
Can't you just
I
control
said
yourself?
it.
He says with a knowing
It says next to a giant wall.
Well, it
Can't you
means-
just
it means
control
your
yourself,
list
right?
Either
The
way,
list
it's
is doing
pain.
that.
It's pain. Either way, you don't buy it.
It's what moves
it's
to the
painful.
top.
You
Before
buy
you
it,
go,
it's
then,
painful.
here we go.
Pain.
There we go. Ranz,
Yeah.
what would, at this moment in time, or everybody, in fact, at the top of your list, if you could buy it now, I'm not talking stupid money, but what would be the top thing at your list that you would say, yes, I'm going to go and buy that now?
I'd have to
Right
make
now.
I'd have to make a choice between a couple of different things, and then it would be like, why can't I just get them all? No.
Yeah.
Just buy used. This is a great little used purchase. Wave State. This is a
that?
great deal.
Oh yeah.
Used.
It's good.
Wave State. The original,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the 2.
You got the module.
I was going to buy
I,
one of those the other day, Andy, and I stopped myself.
Spreadsheet says.
Oh, they're so good. I mean, I love the Wave Station. I already have several Wave Stations, and this is definitely worth it. It's not treading on the same territory at all. It's really good.
no.
Yeah. Daren, probably
I should put that in.
probably multigrain by IntelliGel would probably be my next purchase, because I've been wanting it for a while. A long while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been waiting for the price to come down a little bit, and it has now. It's come down slightly, so you can get them a little bit easier.
Well, I'll tell you mine then. It's just suddenly changed today because IntelliGel Swell.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine's
It's
as
good,
well.
isn't it?
That
I
in
wanna
the
put that in a
case.
box.
I want that in the case. That in the case. I would.
yeah,
It-
exactly.
Literally, they should
Or
have called that
find the
module IntelliGel Daren. They,
Yeah.
when I saw it, I thought, oh my god, Darren's gonna have he's gonna have kittens when he sees this.
Well, it'll go perfectly in my Nifty case, which is just big enough that I can just take live.
Yeah,
And
it
I
would.
just like that. So that's my number one at the moment.
Still
My
got
number
But
the
Ian,
one.
if you
one.
buy that thing in the
Back to our
case,
sample
you're going to have CV Gate things to play with. You do have a Lyra 8,
That's
which
all
helps,
right.
but you're going to have to buy more
That's
CV
great.
Gate stuff
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. I know. Stop it. The thing
Actually,
I would buy-
HydroSense has
Just
CV
thinking,
Gate on
play
it.
me
So there you go.
reverb.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's up there. The thing I would buy, the next thing on my list is definitely the Mini Freak. Got the Micro Freak. Love the Micro Freak.
Cool.
I really want the Mini Freak.
I'd
and
like a
I
mini
spent
freak as well.
Probably. I spent half an hour on the bloody thing last year at the
It's really good,
London
isn't it?
Synth and Pedal show. I just had
Yeah.
such great fun with it. It was great.
It's really good.
I loved it.
I've held off from getting it because there's actually a mini freak in the Arturia V collection, so it's not the same
I
thing because
don't
it doesn't
have
have
that in my
the
collection.
because it doesn't have the analog filters, but
Yeah.
it's got
I
all the
don't have
oscillators
that.
and everything in there. That's the only thing that stopped me from getting it. But yeah, I'd definitely get a mini freak. It's definitely a synth on the list. Yeah. Yeah, probably IntelliGel are probably going to get a fair bit of my money. Daren?
Yes.
Mhm.
That, the
Yeah.
IntelliGel,
Yeah.
that's
keep under the.
Ian,
That
just
would-
think
that
of it,
would tip me
just
over
think
the
of it in a
edge.
little box as a foot pedal. Just
I
think
know.
of it as a foot pedal.
I know.
in a box.
You
It's
know,
that basic.
Grace said she was going to screenshot that. I bloody screenshotted it as well. You
Yeah.
know, I went that far to actually screenshot it. I mean, come on. I'm not going that way. I'm not going there.
I love it when they struggle. I love it when they beg.
I am struggling. Oh God, Jane, darling, I bought a synthesizer, but it's eurorack, and she'll go. See, speak to my lawyer. That's what I'm.
Just imagine a whole wall behind you next to the door is all
I
modular,
know.
like Hans Zimmer.
I know.
Just, you know.
You know.
Yeah.
I had the same conversation with Steve Davis when he was at Synth Southwest. We met him on the street. I said, you know, I'd love to go down that route, but it's not going to happen because Jane, who is your biggest fan, would divorce me. And Steve went, yeah, it's good fun. You know, you should get into it. I went, no, I'm not. I'm not.
That's why I got a portable cases for it, not just to take it out to play, but also limit my space. I'm totally full and I can't buy anything else for a long time.
Yeah. I I'd have to get. I mean, if I bought the, to be fair, if I bought the Mini Freak, I'd have to get rid of something. I've got that rule now. Something would have to go.
Yeah.
I've got three bloody keyboards sat in the attic, in cases. You know, so it's not everything. Not everything is not in here. Well, two of them are my live, the stuff that I would use for a live band. So the Korg PS60, PR60. They're all sort of, what's the other one? The Korg Cross, and I'm just about to put the Micro Composer up there as well. I mean, now they're fine in the attic. Actually, now it's no longer freezing. You know, but they won't stay up there. It's only because they're out of the way. No.
Yeah, well, it's like me. Just room.
Yeah.
Know where to put things.
Room is the problem. I mean, Jane's been away for the last 4 days, so there's some stuff in the back bedroom. She went, there's some stuff here. What's the accordion in the case doing here? I have one accordion. So, well, he's going to have to live here for a while because I haven't got room for it in here. And I don't, you know.
You got to get the Roland V accordion. That one's really cool.
Oh, no. This is a 1950s 12-button accordion, but it's absolutely lovely. I repaired it. It's just in really, really good condition.
Daren, the swell is, you can get it through Thomann. But I've just put the Thomann link in the chat. Or if you want to buy it, if you're in your side of the world, Andy, you can get it through Perfect Circuit, which I've put the link in the chat for as well.
Yeah, I'm away from home.
I've already checked out, and they're already checked out. They're available in Signal Sounds. So,
Signal Sounds is closer to you for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Signal Sounds the one in Scotland.
You get a can of haggis sometimes in the order for them. So.
Yeah, it's up in Glasgow, isn't it? Signal Sounds.
Rubber Dubs in Glasgow, I think is.
Rubber Dub. That's what I'm thinking of.
Signal Sounds might be.
Sure, Signal Sounds.
Yeah, Rubber Dubs up in.
I think Signal Sounds is in Glasgow as well. Yeah.
Right.
I know it's in Scotland. Ian, do you have a little concertina, the little squeeze box one? With
I used to have one, which was my father's actually, but I sold it years ago.
I like the concertina.
It needed a lot of repair. No, I never really played with them, I'm not a great accordion player. I played in the bloody.
I wouldn't have a clue how to play it, but they sound cool. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's the buttons really more than else. But 12 button, I'm quite, there's only certain keys you can play in, but play the buttons.
There was a guy Maikshifter had a digital harpsichord with full MIDI implementation, and I want to see if he's back this next time they have a Maker Fair, because it was really cool.
I've owned 3 or 4 over the years. I had a 20 button.
You can get the IntelliGel swells through Elevator Sound as well. If you're in a different part of the UK, they actually have they have them in stock.
They're in Bristol.
Yeah,
they're in Bristol.
£459 though through them. But if Chris, if we were to get it, it's only £382 because we don't have to pay VAT.
This guy at Maker Fair, he even had a mouthpiece to it, so it's like an eigenharp as well, so you can blow into it.
I would have to check to see what the postage is. It's probably about £50 to post, so you're probably not really saving anything on that.
It's $8.99 pre-order.
Through Sound. Yeah, I know. I just saw that. So it's cheaper to get it through Found Sound.
Usually is.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're going to finish the show. Everyone's got links now, so they know where to find it. Cool.
Ranz, you're a naughty boy.
Send your money to Ranzee.com.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to get anything for this. That's the thing that sucks about it. I'm promoting someone else's product.
Yes.
Anyway, that's life. That's life as a musician, isn't it? Like we create, we buy synths, and it's not something that you do for money making, is it? That's for sure.
Absolutely not.
It used to be.
You'd be nuts if we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be.
All right, people. Well,
Okay.
And on that note,
Good
we
show.
will say Uru. See you next
Au
week.
revoir.
Everybody, good times.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Au
everybody.
revoir.
Good night.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, good night.